As usual late.
As usual late. तुम्हारे शहर में तुम 2 मिनट लेट कैसे आ गए?
Welcome to Pune.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, you look like young Karunanidhi.
Cockroach Janta Party came into existence.
There are two stars who have emerged over the last couple of months. One is Tehseen Poonawalla on E20 and the other is Cockroach Janta Party. Both are creations of the BJP.
Totally.
There is a total sense of arrogance in Modi 3.
In this country, people are heard if they are within stone's throw distance away from the parliament and Latin zone. यही चीज झारखंड में अभी हो रही है, कोई नहीं सुन रहा.
तुम्हारा प्रोटेस्ट भी वहीं पे होगा?
हाँ, इसीलिए तो इसको मना कर रहे हैं. अगर तुझे पुणे में करना है तुझे परमिशन मिल जाएगी. तुझे नांगलोई में करना है, नजरगढ़ में मैं चलूंगा.
For the last 6 months, every BJP spokesperson would come on TV and say, Sonam Wangchuk is the biggest criminal in this country, he's a terrorist, he's under arrest. Now you see two union ministers giving him juice and saying Sonam ji ne bola hai. So much anger that I do see it playing out in UP. If this government thinks that UP is not playing out, I think that's wrong.
One prediction you think everyone else is getting wrong.
The fact that everybody thought that the left and communism had died out completely. They are going to come back. The left भूत है, वो एक आत्मा है.
Are you middle class?
I am absolute middle class.
मतलब इससे बड़ा झूठ तो भाई राहुल गांधी ने भी नहीं बोला. आनंद रंगनाथन इस्तीफा दो.
इस्तीफा दो,
इस्तीफा दो.
This episode is powered by Delta Exchange, India's leading crypto exchange. Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching or listening to another edition of the ANI podcast with Smita, Prakash. This time, it's being filmed in Pune at the Conrad Hotel. And of course, my guess you all know, the Real Samosa Caucus. Okay, so I'm going to introduce, everybody knows my Samosa Caucus guests. So I begin with Abhijit Iyer-Mitra, the most difficult guest of all. We have to censor him all the time. But then, shocking, I know.
But
you think,
more often than not, am I right or wrong about people?
no, forget it. I'm not even going there. And Anand Ranganathan, everybody knows. He's the guy who every time is waiting to speak and waiting for his turn, but that he sweet sa boy hai.
Waiting, loading.
हाँ, but always late is Tehseen Poonawalla in absentia and Sushant.
But देखो ऐसे है खाने के लिए और बोलने के लिए. If you are going to wait, your chances go. Right? So if you want to speak, you have to become like an Indian and speak.
If you want to, उसने क्या कहा था उसमें? If you want to shoot, don't talk.
Yeah,
Don't talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Sushant is
There he is.
Yes.
As usual late.
As usual late.
As usual late.
No, you're not. You're 2 minutes late.
I think his engine conked out because E20 था ना उसमें.
हाँ, E20 के वजह से conk out हो गया.
2 minutes late. तुम्हारे शहर में हम आए हैं. पुणे में
But I
आए
came to
हैं.
meet you. And
हाँ, and we were shooting. I was shooting the intro at that
you
time.
mentioned.
But this is ridiculous. तुम्हारे शहर में तुम 2 मिनट लेट कैसे आ गए? You should have been
Nice,
here.
na? Welcome to Pune.
Thank you, buddy.
Philip line or something. Too good.
Oh, you look like young Karunanidhi. मेरे को देखो.
हाँ. But if we say you look like young Karunanidhi, nobody will sue us, no?
No.
Only if you say you look like
Stalin.
Yes. The name.
Just in case you sue us, I'm just telling you, she told me to say that.
Yeah.
So sue her, don't sue me.
So, of course, none of us were going to stick to the topics. हमने topics बांट दिए.
खूब पढ़ के आ रहे हैं हम लोग.
पढ़ के आए हैं पर कोई भी टॉपिक पे नहीं होगा.
इसके लिए पढ़ के आता है.
So, अभी तो
अभी तो मैं जवान हूँ.
मेरी आवाज वही है एक्चुअली मलिका पुखराज वाली है. अभी तो मैं जवान हूँ.
That's kind of ambitious thing to say.
It is.
or a Pakistani anchor. You and I have this unhealthy obsession with all things Pakistani.
Yes, exactly.
But we will
I
get
don't
to
live
that.
off it, yeah.
you
I
But
don't
we'll
live
But
off it.
for how long?
हाँ?
Till Pakistan is
Pakistan
there.
exists.
कब तक?
वो नहीं होगा तो कुछ और होगा.
वो डोवल साहब से पूछेंगे ना, till how long?
डोल साहब को भी नहीं पता होगा, वो किसी को वो अल्लाह मियाँ को ही पता है कि वो कब तक है.
हाँ.
But वो नहीं होगा तो कुछ और होगा.
Pakistan will
As
be-
Munir said, after Mecca, Pakistan is the only other
Only,
entity. So Allah Miyan ko bhi
Allah
pata
has
na
sanctioned it.
Right.
But Sushant agrees, you know, he's
but
the
they're
half
killing
brother of
people in
Asim
POK.
Munir.
Who is the half brother of Asim Munir?
Sushant.
Sushant. Why?
I've sent you that video, no?
हाँ.
No.
तुझ पे पहले
यार, ये देख-
UAPA charges पहले इस पे लगने वाले
Yeah,
हैं.
yeah, thank you.
एक और legal notice आ रहे थे.
UAPA, yeah.
How many charges do you have against you right now, actually?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I have a problem. I have no charges against me. Every time the Delhi police decides to
You are
detain me,
arrested.
they send only women cops, and I'm done.
अरे you don't
जाके-
understand. This is a
कितना
conspiracy.
ड्रामा करता है ये तहसील.
ड्रामा कैसे हो गया?
देख,
Women cop
एक
leader.
कितना
50 रुपए
ड्रामा.
This is a
पुलिस आ गई,
conspiracy.
पुलिस आ
What is
गई.
It's a conspiracy.
पुलिस आ गई, पुलिस आ गई.
How's
आगे
the drama?
पुलिस.
How's the drama?
पुलिस आ गई,
मैं
पुलिस
बताता
आ
हूँ
गई.
तहसीन,
You didn't think, हाँ.
तेरा वो ब्रांड वैल्यू बढ़ा रहे हैं.
हाँ,
But why should anybody send cops after you?
इसने पैसे दिए उनको.
देखो क्यों arrest करेगा?
तुम कह रहे हो कि अमित शाह जी के नीचे पुलिस करप्ट है?
अरे
नहीं,
इसको एडिट मत करना. अमित
पुलिस
शाह जी
करप्ट
की
नहीं है, करप्ट
See,
तू है.
can I just
तू अपनी
say-
ब्रांड वैल्यू बढ़ा
मैं
रहा है.
उनको
Can I
पैसे
just
दे रहा हूँ
say-
ये महिला कॉप्स
On the record.
How do I control this?
this is totally out of control.
One by one.
Hardeep and Nitin Gadkari clearly
Yes.
really like
तेरा
this guy.
अंकल नहीं है वो, हरदीप. हरदीप
हाँ.
पूरी बोल.
Sorry.
अब कहेगा हरदीप
माननीय
पे
हरदीप-
माननीय मंत्री
हरदीप पे
अति
Hardeep.
विशिष्ट माननीय मंत्री महोदय श्री हरदीप पुरी जी, अति विशिष्ट माननीय महोदय
Honorables.
श्री नितिन गडकरी जी clearly have a soft spot for this guy. ठीक है, otherwise they won't have given him the publicity that they gave him.
No, but ये कौन बोलता है I have been called for a meeting? How do you boast about being called for a meeting?
Yeah.
Suppose you don't get
He's
called for a
live
meeting.
tweeting from there.
हाँ.
वहाँ पे एंटी रूम में बैठा हुआ कह रहा है मैं अभी बता रहा हूँ क्या
तो
हो
क्या
गया.
हो गया?
हाँ, तुमको वहाँ पे वेटिंग रूम में बिठा देते तो बेइज्जती नहीं होती.
इसकी ब्रांड वैल्यू बढ़ा रहे हैं भाई, मैं बता रहा हूँ.
They don't want to protest, na?
Nobody says I'm going to meet with a mantri.
Of course.
Such
Stop
a
behaving like
boastful-
Saurav Das.
No. One second. It is to get the
What do
resolution
you
of
know
the
about
problem.
Saurav?
No, sorry.
I know a lot.
Unless the mantri gave you coconut water to drink and sat in the sofa
He
looking
gave-
very humble and meek, you have not made it in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Did he give it to your demands?
Yeah, gave it.
What were your demands?
कि ethanol 0 दो, ethanol 10 दो, ethanol 20 के दाम कम करो.
ये कब
ethanol
तक
20
होगा? अगली सेंचुरी तक?
अभी उन्होंने उसमें से
In writing.
Committee
In
बनेगी,
writing.
committee.
अभी नहीं, but ethanol 20 के डॉक्यूमेंट्स उन्होंने बोला हम उसको सार्वजनिक करें.
You know,
Make it public.
after that meeting, Nitin sir and Hardeep sir called me and they said, you know, we're also serving a 20-course buffet now at
अरे,
compulsory.
20 course they gave that. What is that? Some poha or something they gave to eat. 20 course buffet.
No, ever since the BJP has come to power, government offices think that they should serve everything yellow color.
Yeah.
So there's khandvi, there's dokla, there's poha,
I'm
everything
telling
is
you,
yellow color.
clearly.
You know? So, and all health food.
Why
so it
yellow
will be
color?
made with millet, shriyan.
Poha is not healthy, huh? In any angle.
Right.
अभी हो गए troll. Now we are going to be trolled.
But it's true. We're the anti-poha party.
Yeah, we are anti-poha.
And we strongly condemn poha.
Yes.
We think ethanol should be made from poha. Poha is only good for ethanol and nothing else.
Biomass का मिलेगा.
Biomass मिल जाएगा.
Achha,
don't worry.
can we get to the topics
let's
that
get
we
to the
thought
topics. Yes.
that we would?
Actually, poha is broken rice.
Yeah.
It is. It is, yeah, exactly.
You can ferment it and make this thing, no?
Ethanol.
Ethanol.
Haan. Speaking of breaking news and broken poha, since we last met, just weeks after we last recorded, the Cockroach Janta Party came into existence, right? Nobody had a clue that this is what was going to happen, right? I mean, it was like starting and things like that, chota ho raha tha. But did any of you imagine that it would become so big? One by one, I'm not beginning with you. I'm going to start right from the end, from a person who nobody's heard of as far as the Cockroach Janta Party is
Just
concerned.
one thing.
And everybody wants to hear of him.
One thing. Before you go there, if you notice on all the previous episodes, they all complained of everyone interjecting. So don't interject when somebody is talking.
You
They
just
will do the
interject.
editing.
It's just interjected. It's like Ravi Kishan saying, "आज मेरा मौन व्रत है."
he also said दो बच्चे होने चाहिए, मेरे 6.
नहीं, interjection हम लोगों की खासियत है. So regardless of what people say in the comment section, sorry if you're at the Samosa Caucus podcast, we are going to be interjecting.
It's like Abhijit Dipke's hunger strikes.
देखो ऐसा है, ये जो कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी है ना, there are 2 stars who have emerged over the last couple of months. One is Tehseen Poonawalla on E20 and the other is Cockroach Janta Party. And both are creations of the BJP.
Totally.
Right? Both are creations of the BJP. Their mishandling of the situation, their obtuseness to understand what takes and what does not take, they are giving vibes of Manmohan Singh 2.0. There is a sense that there is no direction, there is a sense of drift, and this entire movement, look, they should have, this is a party which is supposed to have an ear to the ground. When the paper leak happened, and this is not one of those minor paper leaks, this is a huge exam, right? Careers are built and marred on this exam. Kids invest time on this exam. Parents invest money on kids for this exam. You cannot have a cavalier attitude of the sorts they had. Once the leak happened, what was the initial response? The response was, we are doing the normal कार्रवाई. जो normal वो procedures है वो कर रहे हैं, किसी को पकड़ के जेल में डाल दिया, किसी के खिलाफ वो. You did not realize the sense of outrage this creates, and nobody reached out to the people. Nobody reached out in the way they should have reached out.
Who should they have reached out to? Students or the
they should have
CJP?
Generally, why did the Prime Minister speak after 2 months? And that also when the cockroaches came out. Why could he not, a man who has an ear to the ground, who should be listening to what is happening on the ground, who should be getting the feedback, either he is not getting the feedback, or the feedback he is getting is all the people who are extolling his virtues and not telling him that, look, there might be certain things which are not in sync. Please listen to people who are telling you that things are not exactly as hunky-dory as you think they are.
Why do you say that it is similar to Dr. Manmohan Singh's? Do you
Because
think that he
do you
was...
realize what happened in UPA too?
But at that time, if we were to see the Nirbhaya movement, maybe he didn't understand the seriousness of the anger at that time. That's the only one. Otherwise, the other one was the 123 nuclear agreement.
The other anger on corruption issues, on a variety of things.
He was getting the feedback.
Whether he was getting, he did nothing.
He didn't care about it.
He didn't care. Nobody else cared. There was a sense of arrogance in UPA too. There is a total sense of arrogance in Modi 3. There is you ask anybody, you ask people from the party, you ask people on the ground, they will say कोई सुनता ही नहीं है, कोई सुनवाई नहीं है. अगर आप इनको कुछ बोलो तो they think you are their enemy. Even if you are not an enemy, even if you are saying something which you think has to be done, not necessarily for the good of the party or for the good of the government, but for the good of the country, they don't want to listen. They think they know everything. And that is why there is a certain sense of anger brewing, and by the time the Prime Minister reaches out, it's too late. It's too little, too late. You should have reached out when the paper leaks happened and you saw that there is a lot of anger on the streets. You should have, tell me who has reached out to Jharkhand students? Forget the bloody Cockroach Janta Party, they are cockroaches. But please tell me, the Jharkhand students are protesting on very valid grounds. Why have nobody reached out to them? And I'm not saying make it political, but why has nobody reached out to them? Why has nobody taken into cognizance the fact that in the hinterland of India, and I'm not talking about people like us living in metros and all. I'm talking about people in hinterland are working their asses off. They study their asses off. They are aspiring for something, and then you screw them like this. How is that conscionable?
Okay, Anand,
so they really need to wake up and listen. If you think that you will come on Instagram and everything will fall in place,
that's not happening.
It's not going to happen.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
It's a medium. It's not anything more than that. What is your message? And your message has to be very clear. It has to strike a chord. Just using the medium because you're not on Instagram. I'm sorry, your messaging, and this is the last point I want to make. Your messaging is 15 years old. Get real.
Okay, Anand, I'm going to come to you. I want to ask you this because I'm also wondering that till the time of recording this episode, Devendranath Mahato is fasting and nobody's come to him to ask him to break his fast. Nobody came with coconut water and said, keep fast todo. No, nobody in the sense of nobody in power came to him. So, kind of valid what Sushant is saying, that the powers that be are not responsive to the Jharkhand one. But do you agree with what he's saying in that the BJP has turned arrogant? Because, you know, in 2024, when they like scraped through and came to power, back to power, one thought that that level of arrogance which they had has petered down a little bit because they almost were out of power. So there was a kind of a realism, and then they win election after election. Did that make them supremely confident that if we win election, doesn't matter, we know how to deal with this? Did that make them misunderstand or miscalculate? I'll come to the media part, Sushant, later. But first, let's deal with this. Do you agree with that line?
Yeah, I think there is a bit of that as well. And also, you know, what they, to paraphrase the famous proverb, never attribute to, it is malice, but never attribute to arrogance what can be attributed to stupidity. It's a mix of two. You know, if 2 or 3 people from the BJP had come together to plan a disaster, they couldn't have done a better job than what these guys have done. From start to finish, everything was as if scripted to plan out the worst, most humiliating defeat for the BJP. And in many ways, even if you ask the most ardent supporters of BJP right now, they would actually doff their hats to Cockroach Janta Party as having taught these guys a lesson. I mean, you know, when
these guys, they taught us a lesson. Now they are saying,
yes,
taught the BJP.
There is catharsis in being humiliated as well at times. You know what I mean?
Like that.
Yeah, लोगों को खुशी होती है कि हाँ यार, self-flagellation is a bona fide psychological condition.
Yeah.
So 3 things, you know, months before cockroaches came together and hijacked this issue, genuine nationalists, by nationalists / patriots, students, Modi voters, RSS sympathizers had been raising this issue, not just of the paper leak, but months before that of the UGC. They've been demanding exactly the same thing and more of the government. The government completely ignored them. In fact, the government put a few of them. Tehseen's house arrest wasn't a thing then, but they put a couple of people on house arrest. They wanted permission, legal permission to go to Jantar, Mantar and protest, demand Dharmen's resignation. इनको बिना परमिशन मांगे हुए या उस दिन मांगी दे दी, 20 दिन से लगे हुए हैं वहाँ पे. So what does common sense tells you? If there are 2 groups, one is who like Modi, the other group hates Modi, and both of them have exactly the same demands, who should Modi speak to? Common sense tells you, bhaiya, you speak to the people who are your supporters, who like you, who are genuine.
Yeah.
वो किया नहीं. ऊपर से you have young people in your own party, and I can give you example. Tejasvi Surya is one.
Correct.
During the Yedurappa BJP government, the fellow has taken up 10 or 12 protests. He's come onto the streets. He's done dharna against his own government. Okay, so they should have encouraged कि if the issue is genuine, let us bow down to our own people. Instead, they didn't, and now they crawled against
the
humiliation. This is
total humiliation.
Smita, देखो, this is traditional Indian way of doing politics. जो आपके साथ है वो तो आपके साथ है. The guy who is not with you, you have to kowtow to him.
Yeah.
You have to reject your supporters. You have to treat them like pieces of shit. And
never with Congress though.
One second. Even the Congress used to do it up to a point. And the people who are against you, those people you will reach out to. So this is part and parcel of the way we do things out here. And frankly, on this whole Cockroach Janta Party thing, while I understand the reason why they were agitating and all of that, they latched on to a very important cause and they played it up and they played it well. But for 3 weeks, they were not even getting a dog catcher's weight. 10 log, 15 log, 50 log hote the. If you wanted to clear it up, you should have cleared it up then. Then when they finally start the march, and Abhijit is right on that the violence started when you violated prohibitory orders. The violence, otherwise everybody was hanging around out there.
Abhijit, over to you. Then I'll come to Tehseen.
Okay. See, I agree with them, but just for the sake of diversity, I'm going to take a contrarian point of view.
No, and also you've been
अब ये कोई
saying about
DEI थोड़ना हो रहा है यहाँ
ये
पर.
नया कौन सा एंगल
नहीं,
ये
but-
DEI है क्या?
चश्मा दे इधर.
He's also been for the past several days. He's been
Yeah.
bringing out the details about
Oh, yeah.
how the entire protest has been hijacked by people who are inimical to the cause. Right? NEET, yes. Student paper leaks, agreed. But there are others who are profiting with this. It's so wrong.
Yeah. Look, why didn't the PM meet them? If you look at their initial demands, there was no demand to meet. It was Arvind Kejriwal's line morphed. पहले इस्तीफा दो फिर investigation होगा. Do you remember that line? I forget what it was. Till he was in power. When he is in power, corruption must first be investigated, then he will resign. But when everybody else was in power, they must resignation first, investigation later.
He went to jail despite a
One
case
second, don't
against him.
interrupt again. You're doing that.
I'm not interrupting.
You
I'm
are
just adding to
again.
it.
See, Samosa Caucus commenters. See, uncle is the one doing this. Not
अबे तेरी
Uncle
argument को आगे बढ़ा रहा हूँ.
He's Gen Z. He's not uncle. Behave yourself.
Sushant is Gen Z.
I'm Gen
Uncle
Alpha.
होगा तू.
Alpha.
Unk. Yeah, Unk. Yeah. I'm Gen Z.
He's
Hunk. I thought you said hunk.
No. Nobody said hunk.
वो
अच्छा.
भी हो सकता है.
हाँ वो भी हो सकता है भाई.
So इसमें क्या है कि
अब boomer.
they had
आप
maximalist
बूमर है,
demands.
मैं नहीं हूँ.
अरे
अरे
मैं अल्फा हूँ.
let's settle this first please.
they had
नहीं एक सेकंड सबकी टर्मिनोलॉजी दो. हम अंक बूमर
अल्फा.
मैं कौन मिलेनियल
Millennial.
मिलेनियल ओके यू
hunk.
अच्छा
I want to be in the boomer category, whether I'm not or
और ये Gen Z.
I have
ये
great
Gen Z.
pride in the boomer category.
Okay.
Actually,
so now-
can I
now
be
fine.
Motu?
मोटू
नहीं वो
I like Motu.
नहीं वो
मोटू ऑफ दैट मोटू
Actually, I'm called
वो अलाउड नहीं है. अच्छा चल तू अपना बात.
What is
अच्छा,
going
हाँ,
on?
I'm called Neela Momo.
No, ये जो चल रहा है तुम्हारा, even Mohan Bhagwat ji has said
like a brother.
that now
Arey,
same-sex
brother,
marriage
it's brother.
or living
Brother
is
love.
okay.
Brother
RSS is fine with
Brother
that.
love.
The love that dare not speak its name.
हाँ, you can
Brother
live
love.
in.
why does
RSS
Saurav
is
Das
okay.
have 7 S's in Das?
I think it's
it
you know
hissing?
how you know how Grinder removed one
Arey.
ER. I think the E mutated into
Okay,
S.
now as usual, it's
Okay, it's going.
have a lot of S's.
See, this is why I said don't interrupt. Acha, so they had tell me one demand on day one, which was to meet the government and put forward the demands. Now, he asked to meet the government. He got a meeting with the government. Did they ever ask for a meeting with the government? No. Then they
Never
got...
mind. Their point is not that.
Wait. I'm coming to the point. So, they should have... No, their point was, why didn't the government meet?
Yeah.
No, listen, I'll tell you why. First 7 days, they got maximum publicity. Everyone was doing saturation coverage, despite what a certain kabuki theatre Kathakali artist on a certain channel says. Now, what ends up happening is, after that, it starts losing steam. Nobody's interested in it because it's not taking off. So what they do, they have to aggravate the situation. So they announce 20th, they're going to march in parliament.
Yeah.
And violate prohibitory orders. Everybody knows when parliament is in session, ever since the parliament attack, section 144 is imposed. So they start a second parliament attack. Okay, so this was the thing. They wanted publicity. They did not want engagement. They wanted absolute capitulation. They never asked for engagement. Second, I disagree completely on UPA 2. First of all, none of us have won elections. I won election for my school cultural secretary in Vidya Mandir, Mailapur Senior Secondary School in Madras. Since then, have you ever won an election? Have you won an election? No. Modi's won
I
how
don't
many
want
elections?
to tell you about my electoral record. It's dismal.
So he has won elections, and look, in a sense, he's right. This is not going to impact the UP elections coming up. It is not. It has it. I think it is not this, but it is the UGC fallout that has impacted Datia and Bankipur, which are either Datia is a forward cast swing, Bankipur is, I think, a full forward cast majority.
As urban as it gets.
So one second, let me finish. So there is this whole thing where I think he knows the political thing better. Now, is it badly managed? Yes. They spoke, like Anand said, to quote Anand from his tweet, not from his dialogue now. They did the right decision talking to the worst people.
Okay.
Worst.
Who should they have talked to?
They should have talked to the people who were actually, they should have called the students, the 20 students who died. They should have flown their parents in, they should have talked to them. They should have formed a committee, we'll name it after your kids.
Yeah, okay.
And it will be a permanent
Everybody
committee.
has forgotten about the children who passed away.
पर एक थर्ड डिजास्टर बताऊं
there's-
जो कि मैं बोल नहीं पाया था because Abhijit interrupted me.
Oh, okay. So the food started
the vada pav.
dying.
Food is here. Oh
The
wow.
vada pav.
Okay, can we put this down?
Yeah, thoda sa slow.
I want to be seen through this. वो
हाँ.
पाकिज़ा नहीं होते थे. मुझे वड़ा पाव के पाकिज़ा चाहिए. Wow.
Okay.
Non-veg chicken scallions.
Can I have some
ये
sugar free please?
आनंद को vegetarian pass कर दो.
So even when he shook hands, Nadda, JP Nadda shook hands with Saurav Das and others, तब तो कह देते कि भैया we have agreed to your demand of Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. Now publicly say that you are demanding the resignation of Harjot Singh, AAP minister, and Bangarappa Congress में. वो भी नहीं कहा.
हाँ.
मतलब I don't know who is advising. तभी कह रहा हूँ चाणक्य छुट्टी पे गए थे.
Okay. Tehseen, your
कह
turn.
रहे
but
चाणक्य कौन है?
We'll
देखो,
have to
breaking
manage
news.
the food. Can you please tell them not to bring them in vertical containers?
हाँ, इसको serve कर देते फिर मैं.
इसको नहीं, just take it off the.
नहीं, yeah, I like this.
फिर वो आएगा.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But Tehseen.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
हाँ, अच्छा लग रहा है. Thank you so much.
अच्छा लग रहा है. ठीक है.
Frame में आ रहे हैं ना. You'll have to remove it. हाँ. तो ले लेते हैं.
Given the choice for viewers to see Abhijit or this, what would they prefer? Oh my.
Okay, so what do we have on the table, chef? Can you explain one by one? Go in one by one.
So we have just made this cocktail vada pav. So like everything is homemade, like in the bread and everything. And we have a very loose petit, this one. And we have chicken and scallion sandwich rolls. We have green pea cashew samosas, and we have hazelnut petit. It's a hazelnut crumble petit.
Okay.
And this is a truffle infused mushroom this one bruschettas.
Okay.
And vada pav is the national food of Pune.
Okay, so is this Italian? We are in an Italian restaurant. Which one is Italian in this? Only he gets Italian.
This is Italian. The pasta is Italian.
Only he gets the pasta.
But you know, this is my pasta. It's a prawn arrabbiata. Outstanding, by the way, chef. But you know, pasta is actually from Tamil Nadu.
Acha, okay.
अरे
Pasta from Tamil Nadu.
Okay, the chef. I can see the chef jumping off the
Pasta
balcony
chalaye.
right
I
now.
know. Sorry, chef. But it's from Tamil Nadu. You know that when Marco Polo came
Ha.
to go to China, he had to go via Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So he came to Tamil Nadu. And atta ko, you have to passengify. Passengify is mix.
Yes.
वो गूंदना कहते हैं ना आटा
हाँ.
को. In Tamil it is peseno.
Okay.
So they went on and said, paise atta, shall I
So it
knead
became-
it? So he thought the dish itself was called paise atta, so he's Italian. No, he can't
So
pronounce
he
properly. So it became pasta.
And then bruschetta is actually Malayalam because cheta, bruschetta. हाँ जी पाजी पंजाबी तो कुछ भी नहीं है इसमें समोसे हैं.
समोसे हैं, समोसे.
We have to shoot
like
Anand
coffee,
eating
you
vada pav with churi kaata.
खाओ ऐसे.
ऐसे
ऐसे नहीं, हाथ से खाओ.
हाथ से
फिर use your hands and eat it. Bite into it. Both the breads.
Have you
and-
never eaten vada pav?
नहीं.
Seriously?
I'm having vada
So-
pav for the first time.
Okay, so a little bit of
Chutney.
chutney.
Okay, ये यहाँ से लगा लेता हूँ.
हाँ लगा दो.
तू हैमबर्गर
And now-
कैसे खाता है?
हाँ.
नहीं खाता ही नहीं.
खाता ही नहीं.
वेजिटेरियन हैमबर्गर भी नहीं खाता.
How do you like it?
बर्गर खाया. Very nice.
Nice.
बर्गर खाया है ना? बर्गर क्या कांटे चूरी से खाता है?
Fried potatoes and bread. Hash roti.
Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. We've discussed what the BJP has done wrong. Everybody's talked about it. I want you to get to the point about which Abhijit was supposed to but didn't, about some elements who have hijacked it, political people who have hijacked the cause. NEET was forgotten and it became all politics. Abusive statements against the Prime Minister. It became that about language, about is this sanskari, non-sanskari, and you know the entire issue was waylaid in this. Can you just talk to me about
You know,
that?
Smita, let me start by this. This government loves it. It loves when people are rude, people are abusive. That's when they want to bend down. People who are decent, who talk nicely, they don't want to bend down. That's the first part about it. Maybe that's just how governments function, but that's how this government is. Now, I can tell you for a fact that the government didn't. I didn't ask the government for a meeting with Ethanol. They asked me, but let me come to the issue, which is Cockroach. When the first UGC thing happened, what were the demands? That Dharmendra Pradhan ji should go. Prior to that, there was a NEET paper leak. There was a mistake in 25. Dharmendra Pradhan ji, why was there so much anger against Dharmendra Pradhan ji? It was because his brilliant idea of stopping the paper leak was shutting down Telegram. As if people who leak papers cannot do it on a WhatsApp, cannot send it on a WhatsApp. See, the guy was clueless. The government was clueless. And then it was arrogant. Then for the last 6 months, we were told, and Abhijit may or may not agree with Sonam Wangchuk, but he used to be very fair on TV. He used to say Sonam Wangchuk should not be under NSA. For the last 6 months, every BJP spokesperson would come on TV and say, Sonam Wangchuk is the biggest criminal in this country, he's a terrorist, he's under arrest. Now you see 2 union ministers giving him juice and saying Sonam ji ne bola hai. Think about those UGC people that Anand is speaking about who voted for this government, who supported this government, whose demands were equally justified. I don't agree or disagree with them, but their demands were justified. They wanted to sit peacefully on a strike. You called them Pakistani agents. You insulted them. Now what's happened with this government is it's lost traditional supporters of it amongst the youngsters who stood up for it. And these who they have placated are not going to vote for the government. In any case, they are not going for the government. This government's lost 2 places. And there is so much anger that I do see it playing out in UP. If this government thinks that UP is not playing out, I think that's wrong. I think what this has also shown is how irrelevant mainstream media is. With absolute respect, it's so irrelevant because for the longest time, the way anchors kept trying to make this an issue about how great the government is, the world has changed. It's changed, it's digital, it's the youngsters don't care about what anchors say. There is no line of respect.
No, but the point is that, traditional media and social media, disclaimer, I'm on both. But and so are all of us, in fact, we are all on traditional media as well as on social media. Traditional media has been covering. You're only talking about a few editors who during the debate have been saying.
No, Smita, the perception.
They have been covering.
No, I'm not saying it's not covering. I'm not saying it's not covering. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they were not covering.
You're talking about 15 English and
But
Hindi
they are the ones
channels.
who run the country. The way they put it out is as if there were a bunch of...
Who? Tell us.
No, we don't take names.
No,
but the
who
way
said
they...
Pakistani?
No,
Who
they
said
didn't call them...
anti-national?
No, they didn't call them Pakistani. But what they did
You
call...
just said Pakistani?
That was later on. That was also with regards to Sonam Wangchuk. What they did say about this protest was that this was not in the interest of the country. The way the perception of the protest initially was played out on mainstream media was as if these kids were doing something wrong. It was not a balanced coverage, and that angered people more. They were defending the idea. I'm telling you, anchors were defending the idea that Telegram ban kiya hai, Indian Air Force is being used to distribute paper. आप जबरदस्ती का क्यों defend कर रहे हो? I don't think the Prime Minister asked you to defend it. आप जबरदस्ती क्यों कर रहे हो?
No, how are you presuming that that defend kiya? Again, I'm saying
because I was on those debates.
7 or 8.
I was on those debates.
Exactly.
वो कह रहे, हम कह रहे, you're
7
using the...
or 8 people who run debates are not media in the country.
But they create the perception. So when I'm on a debate, I'm saying it's an insult to our Air Force to distribute paper. It shows civilian government has collapsed. The anchor turns around, not the BJP spokesperson tells me, हमें जो करना चाहिए paper distribute करने को हम करेंगे. Dude, like, can you chill a bit? You don't even realize how out of touch you are. And I think that is where it's pissed off people even more because it's those little reels that are going viral. But I also want to say one more thing which I agree. I don't know who of them said it.
I must have said it.
Yeah, you must have because you're always right. When we did the first ethanol protest, there was no crowd there was very little crowd there. If you had to talk, you could have spoken then. What was the point? Suddenly picking up this man, suddenly taking him away, suddenly...
they shouldn't have taken Sonam Wangchuk away. He would have died, then what would have happened?
So the High Court order very specifically said, make sure that government doctors take care of him. The High Court order never said pick him up.
No,
if
but
you
the
wanted
next
to,
day High Court said it did. You did.
Yeah.
well
Which
to
the
take
High
it
Court, sorry, one line. The High Court, with absolute respect, was wrong. Because then the next day when he said, I want to go to a private hospital, High Court says, no, you will be here despite him not
Tehseen,
being
I'll tell you
What's
what
the logic?
I'll tell you
If
what
somebody is about to die,
Yeah, I don't
the
think-
best place for him to live, survive is in an ICU, yeah.
But
You could have force-fed him there.
Come to the fundamentals. The fundamentals are there are certain things that governments need to do. The executive needs to do. It should not do it because the High Court has said something.
Yeah.
If there is somebody whose life is in danger, the government itself should be competent enough to say, I am going to pick him up because this will create a law and order problem. It will create all kinds of other issues. I will pick him up, take him to the hospital. In any case, committing suicide is against whatever IPC, BNS, whatever.
I think anyway, hunger strike.
Listen,
beyond
Smita,
a particular...
there is a problem for in the UPA it used to happen. In this government it happens that everybody, any difficult decision, you want the stamp of the judiciary to be able to take a difficult decision. Please, you are what you are doing, because I look at Pakistan and I can tell you what we are doing is what Pakistanis used to do at one point of time, that give it all to the judiciary. Judiciary which is not elected, unka dimag kharab ho jata hai, and then they overstep, and then you want to bring the judiciary.
And then you say that it is the judiciary's, extra getting into the work of the legislature.
Who is creating space for the judiciary?
I totally agree with him.
अच्छा, administratively. अच्छा, एक मिनट, administratively.
अच्छा, आनंद को बोलने दो.
एक सेकंड. मैं सिर्फ एक चीज ऐड करूंगा.
नहीं तो वो सिर्फ वड़ा पाव खत्म कर रहा है.
वो खाते रह दो वड़ा पाव. But I'll say one thing. Look, once they let the situation go out of control, I think what they did, their capitulation was a good thing to do. They did not then let it go out of control. They capitulated, which was a sensible thing to do, which was, which calmed the things down. Otherwise, they were already losing control over it. So either you should have taken control of it in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You could have, rounded it all up. उनको तब बुला लेते, उनसे बात करके रफा दफा कर देते, जैसे तहसीन के साथ किया.
मैं सर अभी तक नहीं किया.
अच्छा ठीक है, तो जो
मैं बैठने वाला हूँ जंतर मंतर.
बाद में पता लगेगा ना, तू जब
I will win.
But
I will win.
Otherwise, I think administratively,
dude,
once it had gone out of control, they did the right thing by calming tempers down. But they should not have let it go out of control.
Okay.
अच्छा, अब मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, is गधा गाली?
Is sorry.
गधा.
Yeah, you can use the word.
Depend करता है किसको बोल रहा है. गाली तो इसमें डिपेंड करती है ना किसको बोल रहे हो.
नहीं क्या MCBC तो गाली किसी को भी बोलो गाली है भाई. क्या बात कर रहे हो?
अब मैं बोल
Give an example. नहीं जिसमें गाली नहीं है बोलो MCBC.
Off the record.
On the record.
Concept, in my circle, the only one I know who gives galis is this man.
He's
Now
Gali Das.
everybody is like
He's
giving...
so proud Gali Das.
Yeah, the whole social media timeline
अभी
is full of galis.
रणवीर शोरी का देख लो.
Hello, what about Sushant?
नहीं यार.
I don't abuse.
नहीं he's a gentle giant. He never abuses.
अच्छा
वो तो एक बार ही निकल गया.
अच्छा मैं कुछ बोल रहा था. मैं कह रहा था ये लोग इतने गधे हैं कि मैं मान रहा हूँ कि कैपिटुलेट कर गए, लेकिन उस मोमेंट पे भी अपने लोगों के अगेंस्ट कैपिटुलेट करते ना. अगर आपको डिमांड्स माननी थी, अपना ग्रुप बनाते, तेजस्वी को लाते, 10-15 ऐसे राइट विंगर्स को लाते, कहते हाँ भाई वी एग्री टू योर डिमांड्स, तब सीजेपी क्या करता? बिकॉज देयर डिमांड्स डिफैक्टो वुड हैव बीन आल्सो मेट. वो कहीं के नहीं रहते वो. तो ये अकल, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, अब क्या फायदा. पर दूसरी बात मैं आपसे कहना चाह रहा था, पहली बात आपने शुरू करी थी जुडिशरी को. अनफॉर्चुनेटली स्मिता, वी आर लिविंग इन ए सिनारियो where opposition is not willing to agree even a single thing that the government does. Even a single thing. टॉयलेट्स बना रहे हो, उस पे भी ऑपोजिशन है. तो उस सिचुएशन में आदमी जुडिशरी के पास जाना ही पड़ेगा यार.
Look at the impasse right now in parliament, that unless Amit Shah comes, we will not let the parliament function.
So I don't understand.
No, 1 second. This is absolutely this is absolutely wrong.
यार,
the opposition. 1 second.
Yeah.
The point is,
you have enough powers.
Yeah.
Listen, the government in India has powers incongruent in any democracy if it wants to exercise those powers. If you don't want to exercise your powers, don't blame it on the opposition. Opposition is doing what you were doing when you were in opposition.
No, I think this is precisely where media is getting it wrong. This defense of Amit Shah ji and Modi ji. It is Amit Shah ji's duty to be in parliament. When the debate happened on the students,
What I'm saying is that you hold the parliament to hostage, that till he doesn't come,
he has to be there. One second.
No,
I'll answer. Allow me. I'll answer. This was an issue on the NEET issue, after which there was a police action. The police directly reports to him. The BJP's defense was there was infiltration. There were people who were right next to parliament who were a threat to Indian security. If continuously Indian intelligence is failing in the heart of Delhi, who's going to be answerable? It is the Home Minister. What is this business of the Home Minister not being present there? He must be present and answer. This defense that the Home Minister is in Parliament, these tweets being put out, oh, he's working very hard. I'm sorry. And actually, he should sit here, answer what happened. Who gave those orders? Why were those guns taken? I don't agree with any of the language the students used. That was terrible language used for the Prime Minister. But the police is directly under the Home Minister. He is answerable to Parliament. If when Parliament is on, the Prime Minister and the Home Minister are not sitting in the House, what is the use of Parliament? You can't. I can understand one odd day they are not there.
That's a point of view.
No.
Well taken. That it's a point of view. But again, the whole thing is that media, because media is defending. Media is putting the question the same way that if media puts out the question, or if media, again, media is, you see 5 anchors speaking in favor of Amit Shah, uska matlab pura media Amit Shah ka hai, pura media Modi ka hai. This is what I can't understand. There is no.
यार but मुझे एक चीज बताओ, जब मीडिया का एक पैनल बनता है, although I think it's crazy that panel, because you have 8 people. And out of those 8 people, there are 4 people who probably lean towards the government and 4 people who lean towards the opposition. So the panels are, in a sense, pretty balanced.
No, but we are.
So why are you blaming
all the judgment?
What happens?
And why are you only blaming it only on the talk shows?
Yeah, exactly. It's not just the debate.
Exactly.
The coverage. Please see the reportage. The reportage from the beginning. The reporters have been there and they have been right from.
But with Parliament, see the reportage. Again, there is an attempt to shield the Home Minister. With respect to him, he should be sitting in the House. It's great the Home Minister is coming every day to Parliament.
Yeah,
great.
A reporter can't say कि Home Minister क्यों नहीं आया.
Why should he not? That's your job.
No, the reporter says.
Where's the report? He's not sitting in the House. The reporter goes on to say the Home Minister is extremely busy sitting in his office. If you can't say this, then don't take that line.
No,
the perception
the
is the
reporter
defense.
is not saying that.
No, it is. I'll show you hundreds of reports.
The reporter is reporting something which has been told to him.
No,
which is wrong.
You are paraphrasing.
No, but
which is wrong.
You are paraphrasing. When the reporter is saying, what the reporter says is, this is a very basic thing. Reporter says the Congress party is accusing the Home Minister of not being in Parliament and says that the Home Minister should be in Parliament. लेकिन हमें सूत्रों से ये जानकारी मिली है कि जो Home Minister है वो Parliament में बैठ के वो ये कर रहे हैं. This is what they say. But when you want to make ये जो pressy writing होती है ना, when you do that, this is what happens. You just turn around and say the reporter said that this is what, and the reporter's defending. No, reporter saying this is what, that is happening. Can we just get rid of the glasses? I don't know where you're looking.
No. I'm looking like Dravidian chic.
Okay. Can I borrow the glasses?
You're assaulting my identity. You're assaulting my Tamil identity.
Shall we move to the other news topic?
Kaveri water stealer. Kaveri water stealer. First she steals our water. First she steals our water.
Where is
If the opposition wants the Home Minister to come, they should allow him to introduce the FCRA bill. He'll come.
Home Minister didn't introduce it because...
Are you in favor of FCRA bill?
Well, before I come to that, the Home Minister didn't introduce it because opposition stopped it, because his own allies in the Northeast stopped it. And there was a tweet from an American representative, which I think
Who gives a shit about an American
representative? But the Home Minister clearly did. The Home Minister clearly did. Please ask the Home Minister to take... Please ask the Home Minister to first pacify his own alliance partners. अरे कलो मिजोरम के Chief Minister आया. ANI covered it first. You broke the story first.
So what I want to know is...
They kowtow to everybody.
अभी वो उसने बोला. नहीं क्यों उसने करा? अरे भाई मैं मुझे क्यों बोला? Home Minister को बोलो ना. काश मैं Home Minister होता. नहीं मानता.
तेरी बात सुन लिया ना.
हाँ मेरे Home का Minister नहीं हूँ. यहाँ आकर बैठा हूँ चुपचाप.
Minister तो तेरे को बुलाते हैं. हमारी तो बात भी नहीं सुनते.
Yeah, but FCRA पे, what is the harm if they are going to be asking more people for inputs? Do they have to ram it through just because they had said it? If they ram it through and then you have another street protest, then another,
then say that we are going in for more consultation. Say, why don't you then just say that?
This is something
say
you
I'm
have
sending
to
it to a select
appreciate
committee
about the UPA.
No, I disagree.
What the UPA used to do was, whether you listen, whether you took the advice or not, ministers would go to every single town, primary, secondary, tertiary towns. They would do these town hall meetings and they would at least hear them out. There's those famous dialogues where people are yelling at Jairam Ramesh. He's like, in Kannada, he's saying, yes, I hear you now, sit, okay. They used to hear them. And people just feel happy.
Vent it out.
Yeah, they want to go, they just want to talk to a minister and feel heard.
Now, how do you...
You don't even do that.
But can I add something to this before Anand comes? I also think what's happened is the government has suddenly got very scared of protests. The way I've realized how the government is reacting, it is so scared of protests right now. So what Sushant said, the Christians coming onto the street, or with ethanol, this protest that could happen on the street. They are so scared of protests right now, and that's what they
चार बार बोल रहे हैं भाई कौन सा scared है दिन रात protest हो रही हैं.
the one that will make it an emotive issue. Emotive issues पे उनको बहुत डर लगा.
FCRA could become an emotive issue.
Because तुम जानते नहीं बाइक वालों को कितनी दिक्कतें हो रही हैं. It is not about cars. I'm telling you, when we wanted to do the Gadi March, the cops told us the 5,000 were bikers. Average कम हो गई ना bro. Anyone who has a bike.
But मैं एक चीज
they're going to do a bike march.
अभिजीत जो
we were going to do a Gadi March और गाड़ी वहीं छोड़ना था.
The equivalent of Harley Davidson.
नहीं.
The nail on the head which the Congress understood. देखो इंडिया में ना what is the one thing which everybody loves saying?
सुनो सबकी करो.
नहीं वो हर आदमी क्या बोलता है मैंने उसको बता दिया मैंने उसको दिखा दिया मैंने उसको बोल दिया कि अगर तूने ये किया तो अगर उसके बाद वो कर भी दे ना तो everybody will keep quiet because मैंने बोल दिया.
You remember the Kudankulam project and the protest for that. You remember when the dam and Medha Patkar ka protest.
1 second.
Look at the way Chidambaram cracked down on that.
And we all supported Chidambaram.
We all supported Chidambaram on
And
that.
I tell you this right now, as a Tamilian, I support my fellow Tamilian. I am team Chidambaram, okay? Chidambaram for Prime Minister. I'm dead serious. If INC puts Chidambaram for Prime Minister, I will vote for
Which Chidambaram? Father or son?
P. Chidambaram, yeah.
अच्छा नहीं दूसरा भी है ना.
K might be very competent.
Actually, he is very competent. Yeah.
But P. Chidambaram.
But it is a good podcast.
Yeah.
I must tell you.
अरे
The podcast
खत्म तो
on
करने
this.
दो फिर
Please
से.
बोलो.
हाँ.
P. Chidambaram. He dealt with the Kudankulam protesters so well. The problem was they couldn't apply the same principle to India against corruption. See, Kudankulam protesters were being disruptive. IIC protesters were sitting in one corner and doing it. Nobody talks about the success of Kudankulam. Everybody talks about the failure of the crackdown on Ramleela Maidan.
Okay, Anand wants to add to
one second, quickly. Just one other thing. Why is our friend Arnab Goswami so popular? You talk to everyone on the ground. They're like, भैया वो ना उनको ठीक से सुनाता है. They're living, they can't yell at people. They are living vicariously through Arnab. Arnab makes them feel good. He finally gave them
He's their catharsis.
He's their catharsis. He's understood that psyche of the people.
And he takes a clear position. Look, whether right or wrong, sometimes he takes absolutely weird positions. But very often, he understands what the people want to hear, what his audience wants to hear. He takes that position and he goes hammer and tongs at it. People love it. At least he is not hedging. He's not monkey balancing. He's not doing any of those things which some of the other more disreputable characters do.
Okay, Anand, you wanted to add something.
I want to say, let's not discount the fact that in this country, people are heard if they are within stone's throw distance away from the parliament and Latin zone. यही चीज झारखंड में अभी हो रही है. कोई नहीं सुन रहा. जंतर मंतर पे 2 दिन क्या हो गई कि आफत हो गई. कुनाकुलम जो प्लांट में 8,500 protesters were charged in a single day with sedition. कुछ नहीं हुआ. बाद में एक न्यूज वर्दी इवेंट आ गया था. चिदम्बरम कॉल्ड देम एंटी नेशनल. लेकिन अगर इंडिया अगेंस्ट करप्शन का कुडमकुलम में हो रहा होता ना, इट वुड हैव अब आज तक हो रहा होता. अन्ना अभी भी वहां बैठे होते, वुड हैव बीन स्क्रैचिंग. I don't want to mention, but whatever the photo is. The point is, जंतर मंतर पे प्रोटेस्ट करोगे तो सरकार सुनेगी. This is a fact of life.
तुम्हारा प्रोटेस्ट भी वहीं पे होगा.
हाँ, इसीलिए तो इसको मना कर रहे हैं. अगर तुझे पुणे में करना है, तुझे परमिशन मिल जाएगी.
So we did तो first protest that we did on 5th.
तुझे नांगलोई में करना है, नजफगढ़ में मैं चलूंगा. नजफगढ़, नांगलोई, रोहिणी.
No, but I was
Shalimar
surprised.
Bagh.
I was
Because
surprised.
then again the comments.
Don't do it. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I know. Latin zone वाली आ गई.
I did a protest for 3 days. It was called Eatathon like Dipke.
उसके बाद ही all hell broke.
Prime Minister never called me.
नजफगढ़ में कहाँ पे किया था?
I did such a I was doing it all over.
He was just eating.
Yeah.
It's like that Odyssey, the bojo pinks ho jate.
I was eating 7-course meals for breakfast, pre-lunch, lunch, post-lunch, pre-dinner, dinner, and I was eating 7 times a day, 7 courses per meal.
Under protest.
And the Prime Minister never called me.
Yeah, this is
so
wrong.
disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
Here I am,
Particularly
and by the way, I am helping Animal Husbandry Department. I'm helping the Farming Department.
That's true.
I am doing cooperative protest.
Exactly like.
Has the Prime Minister no respect for cooperative non-violent protest?
पर तुझे टाइफाइड नहीं हुआ ना, इसलिए प्रॉब्लम है.
नरेंद्र मोदी इस्तीफा दो.
Istifa do.
हाँ.
So that's the point.
So,
if you hold it in the ground zero center of Lutyens, the government will hear you.
The government has made it very clear, we will not listen to you जब तक डंडा नहीं चले.
Exactly.
What was the message of the 20th of June? Till pellet guns come out, till tear gas comes out, till the sticks come out, you will not be heard.
अच्छा pellet guns आई थी, confirmed है.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
They have basically incentivized violence. You cannot meet a minister unless you're Tehseen Poonawalla.
How's the shoot?
Or you create a riot.
Privilege है यार.
यार फिर से interrupting.
Do you see the FCRA protest going the same way as the cockroach protest?
नहीं, I'll tell you why. Because there is hardly anything wrong in the FCRA protest legally, although that doesn't matter for people to protest. एक चीज जो कि मैं भी कह रहा हूँ गलत इन्होंने करी है कि वो एसेट्स टेक ओवर का जो है ना उसमें टाइम फ्रेम ही दिया हुआ. सो मेजर सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का वो है. सीधी एक और प्रोटेस्ट इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि जो पैसा बाहर से आ रहा था अब गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है कि आप प्रोसेलिटाइजेशन के लिए वो यूज नहीं कर सकते. ये क्लॉज आ गया अब. बट दैट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट 1977. So any NGO that says you can't do that, government can legitimately say this is the Supreme Court. You go to the Supreme Court will slap it on the जैसे महुआ मोहतरा को आज कहा है वैसे organizations को कहेंगे कि भाई ये हमारा standing judgment है. So there is not much wrong with the FCRA.
So again we are going to depend on
Judiciary.
Judiciary.
Exactly.
पाजी यही मैंने कहा था ना.
When politically
Yes.
and logically it's a perfectly
I
valid
agree.
thing to do
I
by the
agree.
government.
बिल्कुल.
That we will not allow this.
क्या
Again,
करें?
I
Sign
will
of
say
the
that.
time.
One
Like
second,
we are
one
having
second.
this debate,
एक
we
minute.
can have it in Parliament. The legislature
now
can debate it.
the
कोई नहीं
other
सुनता.
problem
नहीं
is
सुनता.
that
Government
in-
doesn't want it.
The
नहीं,
other
नहीं,
problem in India is that no legislation is debated properly in Parliament.
True.
So, and Parliament में debate is not just about somebody pointing holes.
Yeah.
But if those holes somebody is pointing out or some reform somebody is saying bring in the law which you are introducing, then why don't you take that into consideration and do it if it makes sense?
Correct.
यही चीज हमने farm laws में की. There were 2 or 3 egregious clauses in the farm laws.
नहीं, not one.
नहीं 2-3 थे यार. मतलब कि on कौन उसको डील करेगा, disputes को कौन
Which
settle
we could
करेगा,
have-
which they could have settled. no?
Correct.
They refused to do it. When all hell breaks loose. अच्छा ये दूसरा ये इस सरकार का ये भी एक वतीरा बन गया है कि शाहीन बाग में मतलब कि मोडस ऑपरेंडी है. If Shaheen Bagh, until you will let it fester, let a wound fester until it becomes gangrenous.
Yes.
Why did Shaheen Bagh was allowed? You closed a major artery for 6 months. Why? And then you acted on it simply because they were rioting and all kinds of other
नहीं
things.
कोविड आ गया था.
कोविड आ
वरना
गया.
तो वो भी नहीं होता.
ठीक है, नहीं तो वो भी नहीं करते.
हाँ.
फार्म लॉस को पहले 1.5 साल के अपने आप थक जाएंगे. या तो उनको मिलके you should have convinced them, engaged with them. You tried to ram it.
But I
through.
think what has happened in Jantar Mantar is going to be now a kind of a playbook for everybody.
Yeah.
Before Tehseen, before that,
The GM.
we have to bring the GM, who's very kind. The hospitality, it's been amazing. The food is fabulous, and we want you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
for giving all the
Thanks a
food
lot.
to us. You want to go and say thank you personally?
Thank you personally. Because as you can see, I'm the fattest of the lot.
Why?
I am
We are
giving you
not-
competition. Hello.
Thank you. Amazing food. Great. Thank you so much.
I'm feeling good about it.
And I must tell you, he watches Samosa Caucus.
Right, and we got
samosas.
there was
Your
no dharam
samosas are
sankat
excellent.
in bringing samosa in an Italian restaurant.
You know,
Anything
samosa
for
is also
samosa.
Indian. It is actually samosa.
Italian, you mean?
No, samosa is Italian.
Yeah.
Because
See, because what happens is, one day somebody
What
decided,
again a convoluted word.
ravioli ko hum talte hain.
acha, okay. Basically stuffing inside a casing.
So what happened was, when the ravioli, when they put it into the oil, it becomes.
It's like tandoori momos, fried
So it
tandoori
became
momos.
इटली समोसोर है इसका नाम.
Samosore.
Samosore. It's a Sicilian speciality.
As long as you're all having a great time,
Thank you.
we are delighted to have you all here. And it's good to have friends sit together and discuss anything and everything under the sun.
This is what we do all the time, off camera and on camera. We've been doing this for years. We just sit and eat and talk. And पहले होता था that we used to have Chatham House rules that बाहर कोई नहीं जाके बताएगा that what we discussed. And they said one fine day we said why not put it on air? So they go on other podcasts too. But I'm noticing as a group you people have started growing in other podcasts. But I have proprietorial hold on these guys.
Nothing can
All
come
four of
close to
us can't
Samosa
come together
Caucus.
except with her.
Yes.
And you know how it all started? Because that caucus, there was some other caucus, no?
Yes, the
Congressional caucus.
Congressional caucus, Samosa Caucus. We said, how can anybody appropriate Samosa Caucus, right? Samosa hamara hai. So hami. So we decided that this is the real Samosa Caucus.
And this is going to be the best one yet, I guess.
I hope so. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a nice
हाँ,
one.
इसका क्या मतलब है?
She cooked for us. You cooked for
Yes.
us.
मेहनत.
And this is after pleading with her literally for like years.
Yeah.
First time she has like opened her purse strings and taken us out of her studio.
हाँ, but we have sponsors now, please. We have, yes, now we are not chindi chores. We have sponsors for
But I
all
can tell
this.
you one thing, that at Conrad here, we try and encourage these kind of conversations.
Really?
Constructive discussions rather than disruptive demonstrations.
In fact,
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a very good one.
He is integral here. A long spoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, Tehseen, meme game. Prime Minister started going on Instagram. The entire Gen Z movement has been about memes and things that with the BJP just does not get. Does the BJP come across as a very fuddy-duddy party now trying to be this cool guy in
not
town?
just BJP, all political parties.
Okay.
The Congress is trying very desperately to try and suddenly be cool, though I'm a Congress voter. They just don't get the meme game. It has to be organic. It cannot be forced upon. It's that's why I'm saying it's completely different from traditional media. It has to be organic, it has to be spontaneous, and sometimes within that, there will be where you cross the line, which I get, but it'll be funny. And the more you try and fight it rather than enjoy it, the more the people will get pissed off. So the meme game is what's changed the way communication is done. It's also changed the way how people are consuming the news or taking to news. And therefore the reliance less on traditional sources of news versus these sources of news. So no political parties managed to get that. They're still very traditional, trying to copy it, but not playing that game.
Is Prashant Kishore going to be part of the India Alliance, or is he going to be NDA, or he's
He's
going
an
to fight,
MLA.
or is he going to be flying solo? No, come on, he's gone and met with Supriya Sule. He's gone
He'll
and met
want
with
leadership
Pawar.
of India
Like
Alliance.
Sunetra Pawar.
Sunetra
But he's
Pawar.
working with
He'll
parties.
want He'll want leadership of India Alliance.
So he's ambitious. He's not going to restrict himself to Bihar.
That's true, but he's working with Parth, and that will be on the NDA side. The question is, why did you lose?
He's going to be part of the NDA, you feel?
No, it's not Parth. He's helping Parth and Sunetra Pawar out with regards to their media and other things.
Which has got nothing to do with his
With
position.
That's
his
business,
position.
yeah. Don't make business politics.
But the point that I'm making is the reason BJP lost is a multiple factors. But one, again, I'm saying nobody's realized how a lot of things have changed in terms of the arrogance has to be broken and entitlement. A BJP leader said during this elections, कि हमने कुत्ते को भी खड़ा कर
No,
दिया.
that has been denied. He didn't say that. No, he did not say that, Tehseen. Prashant Kishore has been saying that Ravi Shankar Prasad said that, and then one of the podcasters has even apologized to say that Ravi Shankar Prasad did not say it, and
Yes.
I misquoted it.
He never said
He
that.
never said that. So you know what has happened is this urban legend thing. किसी ने बोल दिया तो हो गया.
But the point, but the
वाजपेयी said Durga,
but the-
Indira Gandhi.
but the-
Yeah.
वाजपेयी ने खुद बोला है, भाई मैंने आज तक नहीं
नहीं
कहा.
बोला. But the point is that this is a thing that should worry the BJP, because this is as urban in Bihar as it gets, as upper caste as it gets, and for the BJP to lose this seat should worry the BJP, because there is genuine anger against the BJP at this moment.
Do you think that sometimes losing is good for a political party because there's an Atmachintan that they do?
If there is
If there is.
Atmachintan.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you're in school, कभी-कभी report card में red line आ जाता है. Of course, you would have never had a red line.
अरे,
But अगर red line आ जाता है, तो you put in all that much of.
वैसे कांग्रेस इतने इलेक्शन हारी है अभी तक तो कोई आत्मचिंतन नहीं हुआ.
मैं वही कहने वाला. मेरी लाइनें आप देखो, मुझे बोलने का इतना मौका नहीं मिल रहा है कि मेरी प्राइसलेस लाइनें पाजी चुरा रहे हैं.
पहले
बड़ी गलत
बोला
बात.
अगर
क्या करूं, मन का इतना साफ हूं.
हाँ.
The only honest Tamilian in this gathering.
Okay.
But वो देखो लगा हुआ है.
Chuma, look what he's saying now.
இவன் தமிழ் பேச முடியுமா? ஒரு வார்த்தை இவன் தமிழ்ல பேச முடியாது.
So as I was saying,
நான் உண்மையான தமிழ்டானா சீவிடுவோம் நீங்க ஜாகிரதை.
Can you
சீவிடுவேன்.
my Karunanidhi glasses.
சீவிடுவேன். கருணாநிதி தான் என் லீடர். உதயநிதி என் லீடர்டா.
என்னடா போப்படுறா?
ये देखो ये तमिल है इसका.
अभी ये दोनों पंजाबी एक साथ बैठे हुए हैं.
அண்ணா உதயநிதி இத கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன்னா இவன் உங்களுக்கு கண்ணா பின்னாட்டு பேசுறான். வந்து சீவி போட்றீங்க.
Just because you
Be
are
quiet, I
putting
said.
glasses doesn't mean you understand what he's saying.
Again, he forget what he was supposed to say.
वही है ना इतना इंटरप्शन.
Will political.
स्मिता जी बहुत गलत. ये अन्याय हो रहा है मेरे साथ.
क्या? ये लाया ना?
मेरे साथ अन्याय हो रहा है.
तूने उसको प्रोवोक किया है.
आपका वो था सुशांत जी ने बोल दिया जो मैं बोलना चाह रहा
को
था.
ललकारा है.
वो लॉजिक कि भाई रेड लाइन आनी चाहिए तो राहुल गांधी तो फॉलो ही नहीं कर रहा. बट द पॉइंट इज फॉर बीजेपी इट अब कितनी वेकअप कॉल्स चाहिए आपको. The issue is Nitin Nabeen की वो I think he'd won from there 5 times, which is incredible. It's like that is what a bastion is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like saying Yogi Adityanath would lose. He would never lose from
Rahul
his
Gandhi
bastion.
lost from Amethi, so everything is possible in politics.
Yeah,
no?
but that wasn't his bastion. He hadn't won there for 5 times in a row or something.
Yeah,
like
BJP lost Gorakhpur.
that. BJP lost Gorakhpur.
After I think this guy Yogi became I think the chief minister of.
Yeah,
So-
Faizabad. Huh.
Yeah.
So
But
lots.
Not Faizabad, Gorakhpur.
No, but what I'm saying is that they lost
They
Faizabad
lost Faizabad,
despite
yes,
Ayodhya,
yes, Ayodhya.
despite the Ayodhya temple. Huh.
पर इसमें ये था they put a guy who was unknown and then रातों रात they withdrew him because his father was involved allegedly in the fodder scam. जिसका वो कह रहे थे देखो चारा घोटाला वो कह रहे भाई तुम्हारे पापा ने ये किया है फिर उसको भी हटाया. Then they got another guy who was completely unknown. So that obviously would have contributed to it. That said, I don't know how much of this general category upper caste thing contributed to it. There are various factors.
वो गुस्सा तो है लेकिन if your party was working well, party machinery was working well on the ground and was not arrogant and thinking that हम तो वैसे ही जीत गए हैं हमको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, then you have this kind of a result. You cannot afford to relax on any election.
फिर उस पे मास्टर स्ट्रोक वाले आ गए कि ये बीजेपी मोदी जी ने इसको आगे किया है आरजेडी को काटने
Or
के लिए.
EVM
Everything
now,
is master
nobody
stroke.
can protest. Tehseen, do you see the Congress reaching out to Prashant Kishore again? I mean, they've done that several times before.
No, but I also don't see
He's supposed to have spoken with Priyanka also.
That's true. But I don't see any of that will work. And I also don't see the opposition being able to dislodge the BJP. So if the BJP does win 2029, it'll be because they don't want, there's no other alternative.
अरे 2029 किसने देखा? अभी की बात करना.
Everything has to go back.
There's UP, there's Punjab.
So UP, BJP may find it tough, going tough if the upper caste decide to move away from the BJP. Which
Will
is
they ask Prashant to make the plan for them?
I don't think that will happen.
No?
I think one second. I think something bigger is happening in UP, which in the next 15-20 days, a month, you will come to know. It'll be something stunning.
Okay.
But just 10 seconds because Sushant Paji brought this thing about everything is now going to the judiciary.
Yeah.
Which is true. But look at the, I would say conceit of the government कि UGC पे भी अब वो आंसर नहीं कर रहा डायरेक्टली. कोई पॉलिटिशियन आंसर नहीं कर रहा, कह रहे हैं अब मैटर इज सब जुडिस. कोर्ट की तरफ डाल दिया.
सब जुडिशियस है.
व्हाट इज दिस सब जुडिस बिजनेस यार?
एक्सक्यूज
हाँ
कि हम कोई पोजीशन नहीं लेना चाहते, हमने कोर्ट में डाल दिया, कोर्ट 25 साल लगाएगा.
This is a known tactic ना. 84 genocide was also sub judice है. उसके बाद अयोध्या टेम्पल was sub judice for God knows
And
how long.
sub judice does not mean you cannot comment on
वो
it.
एक लिबरल कमीशन बना दो, ये कमीशन बना दो, उसके बाद डाल दो ठंडे बस्ते
जो
में.
हमारे यहाँ पर बोलते सब जुडिस है तो we cannot say anything.
Of course you can.
Sub judice does not mean that you cannot comment on that case. You can comment on it.
You can take the line that I don't want to comment on it because it is sub
यहाँ
judice
sub
if you are
judice.
party.
सब जुडिस.
That's being disingenuous.
No. And this business of
Which is okay for politicians.
No, which is okay, but you can fool some people sometimes.
Not
all the
anymore.
people.
Yeah.
All the
All the
people.
people
The
all the
point
time.
is
yeah.
that now no longer. That's it.
Yeah, because UGC is a big issue. The government needs to come out with what is its stand. They cannot say कि यार हमने कोई stand लिया और वो अब कोर्ट डिसाइड करेगा. आपका क्या स्टैंड है? Do you stand with what you said or are you opposed to it now?
But again, who created this? But who created this UGC mess? Who asked to put the OBC in? It was never asked.
Nobody was asking for
Nobody
it.
asked.
Now it's a catch-22 situation.
Now that you've done it,
if the court says that you have to scrap these UGC rules because they are against equality or whatever the other legal thing is, there will be a section of people who will rise up and
100%.
vote कि आप हमारे
Okay,
खिलाफ
we
हैं.
have
100%.
Go down.
We have to
This
go
government
down.
will
one
give-
minute.
Yes.
Narendra Modi, istefa do, istefa
Istefa
do,
do,
istefa do.
Second segment, I'm going to begin with a fun section.
Okay.
So that before we go on to your favorite topic, which is ethanol, fun section. So I want to know whether these questions work for you. What's the most overrated political narrative right now, Sushant?
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Okay.
Gen Z, totally.
Oh my God. Okay,
No,
everybody.
and your view also, right?
Yes.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Pancho. This is like the Ayodhya judgment.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah. The
We can write a poetry on it.
Everybody is pretending as though this is a world-changing
Yeah.
kind of epoch-making
Inflection
phenomenon.
point.
Every 10 years, 15 years, there's a new generation coming.
I agree.
And every 10, 15 years, there's some turmoil which the new generation does. And this is one of those things.
Yeah, but you know that Sonakshi Sinha thing? I want to be you, Gen Z. Nahi hota. Sorry, I'm taking her name, but really, you are not Gen Z, so don't pretend to be Gen
But
Z.
for the funda of the celebrities is कि यार, if this is a new cohort, they must identify with me and I must identify with them so that so that their brand value, यार तू actor नहीं है ना, वो actor है, उनकी film चलनी है, तेरे को कौन देखता है?
हाँ सच में.
No, I get.
सिंपल सी बात है यार.
और फिर भी स्वरा भास्कर का फिल्म नहीं चलेगा.
अब is she in any film now?
अब मैं इसको स्वरा
Isn't she
भास्कर
Gen Z?
से
She is in
compare
Harpic
कर रहा हूँ.
ad.
I'm not comparing you with Swara Bhaskar, but even there.
I'm comparing you to Swara Bhaskar.
अच्छा आपको
Okay, second question.
I support Dainik Bhaskar, not Swara.
I also support Dainik Bhaskar.
I like Uday Bhaskar. Okay. Okay, you
oh.
have a different point of view on that. This think tanker.
Okay.
Can I just add something very quickly to that? One, Gen Z is statistically the first generation for 100 years whose collective IQ has regressed.
But they managed to cause revolutions in Bangladesh,
One
in
second.
Nepal.
No. Wrong.
Yes, but no, one
Bangladesh
second.
revolution was not by
You know
Gen
you're
Z.
making my point for me because the lower your IQ, the more the violence. It has statistically been proven there is a direct correlation between violence and lower IQ.
Was the Bangladesh...
But number two, quickly.
A clarification.
Quick,
The Bangladesh
Islamist.
and the Nepal
Islamists.
was not done by the Gen Z.
Yeah.
They were the instrument. The plotting was done by...
Deep state.
No,
Deep
I
state.
don't. I hate to say that, but by the so-called deep state.
So we'll also get to know about this Gen Z movement in India
But
also.
he's
where there
telling
is-
you-
But
Well, he's saying
do you
that
know
there's a
how
deep
many
state
people
involved.
that come under that Gen Z category? Because I've been bitching about them for the last 2-3 weeks. Have been calling me up and saying, "Bhaiya, hum aise nahi hai. Why are you putting us all into this category?" And to be fair to them,
point, yeah.
for this call that they put out,
Yeah, that's true.
55-60,000 people coming, that isn't even a minuscule
In India,
fraction of
if
the
a
total.
JCB
Yeah,
moves
exactly.
that much-
So
that
you know,
many
I
people
am
will come.
actually, I've changed my view on. I think this Gen Z change narrative is overblown. But I think our Gen Z actually have their
gone
heads
back
screwed
home
on.
also.
Yeah, their head are screwed on just fine.
my kids to troll me say that we are also going to go and join the protest. Just to troll me, but otherwise they're not.
Can I just ask a technical question? Gen Z की age cut off क्या है? Start कहाँ से? Year cut off कौन सा है?
Even I don't know. And I couldn't be
सालों
bothered.
जब पता नहीं तुम लोगों
it's
को
about
तो Gen Z,
90
I don't even know what Gen I am, yeah.
Mid-90s.
mid-90s. So they're like 26-year-old also would be a
Yeah.
Gen Z.
97 to 2012.
अच्छा 90s और millennials का?
80s.
नहीं नहीं
80s, हाँ.
year of
80s or
birth.
70s.
Millennials होगा.
80s.
Yeah, the kind that listen to
So all the
Arabic
Gen-
songs and dance to Govinda with
Yeah.
orange pants.
But Govinda was a great
I'm wearing orange shoes.
I love Govinda. He's my
Very
favorite
great.
actor.
I'm wearing red, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
Okay,
next
65. Okay. Silent generation are 28 to 45 because they used to suffer silently. Baby boomers are 46 to 64. Gen X is 65 to 80. So I'm Gen X apparently.
So am I, yeah.
Millennials and Gen Y are 81 to 96. Zoomers or Generation Z are 97 to 2012. And my favorite generation, who seems to be the smartest of the lot, are Generation Alpha, which is 2013 onwards.
Okay, next question. Which political party has the worst online instincts?
Instincts. I would have to say BJP because they are in power. They need to have great instincts.
Yeah, more
so they
at
have
stake.
good presence, but their instincts are always wrong.
I think everyone. Tell me which party actually rules the airways in that sense. Not a single one.
BJP had a good run
They
for
had a good
12
run,
years.
but they are dated, right?
Yeah.
You have to change with the times. If you're not changing with the times, you are dated. And you have to understand that just because it's like, you know, there was a Maulana who had once come to me and I was telling him that, listen, you know, you guys need to have a better outreach and stuff like that. He said, देखकर लेकिन हमने अपने मदरसों में कंप्यूटर लगा लिए. I said, computer लगाना is not your outreach. आपने कंप्यूटर लगा लिया, that's not outreach.
इस पे मैं एक small distinction
You have to know how to
करूंगा.
use that thing.
You know, people, ये मैंने भी कई बार बीजेपी IT सेल को गालियां दी. Problem is not with Amit Malviya. Disclosure, he is a friend. Problem is with the BJP leaders. अब ये नड्डा हाथ मिला रहा है, अमित मालविया क्या करेगा यार? How can he change the narrative?
Amit Malviya wasn't kept in the loop.
Yeah, so-
Amit Malviya has to keep responding to what
All
the
five
party is
persons
doing.
have to do that.
They have to do that. But
So
see,
it's
the
okay.
point is, for a good policy, government has to talk to itself.
Correct.
ठीक है, बाहर भी बात मत करो, पर कम से कम खुद अपने अंदर तो बात करो भाई.
Okay, which your party of choice, what is their political instinct like? Do you give them credit for it at
Are
all?
you crazy?
No.
Totally bad. They and honestly, but absolute honestly, it's looking a little cringe to see them posing with all these young people and standing and taking all those pictures. I mean, like, and trying to use all these Gen Z terms, which even Basuri Swaraj tried to do in Parliament. Stop. Just behave normal and mature. Stop trying to behave immature. I think it's very immature behavior. But I want to say something on the BJP. You know, the BJP.
No, why?
No, but
Everybody
something very
wants to
no,
clap
something
on the
important
BJP.
because something personal.
Tell me about
it's something
the
personal about
Congress
me.
party
I
and
am, but
Mamata
it's something-
Banerjee's party.
Oh, Mamata
and-
Banerjee is
and
totally-
Sharad Pawar's party.
Okay.
Are
Sorry,
they-
what party?
So
exactly.
No, what party?
The TMC have
No, I have to say something
There's a
personal.
TMC left.
If have they lost their political instinct? I want to know about others also. From the past
Because
one
I'm
and a
telling you
half
a personal-
hours,
I'm telling you a personal
we
thing.
have been crapping on the
Look,
BJP. not
can I
having
say the
lost
Congress was actually very good through this thing? The Congress played it the smartest of the lot. No. Because they
They have
understood.
jumped in on this narrative.
Sorry, one
guys
second.
have got it.
The CJP they understood was AAP 2.0, which was the only people it was going to damage was going to be the Congress vote bank. They understood this very clearly. They start their what? Chhatron ki goonj.
Huh.
Rahul Gandhi even refused to acknowledge its existence. Supreme indifference. It is the first time in 14 years, I think, that I have been appreciative of Rahul Gandhi.
You've got your okay. Good.
Okay, now just tell me, according to you, who has the worst political instincts minus the BJP? Everybody has said BJP. Now you tell me which political party has the worst political instincts right now.
Political instincts.
Political instincts or
Online political instincts.
online.
Ah.
I definitely think all the political parties, but particularly the party's name SP and sorry, not SP, Mamta's party, NNCP,
We have
TMC.
forgotten all the even naam hi
and
naam bol rahe hain.
NNCP.
See, that is what I'm saying again and again.
They're so terrible.
बीजेपी का इम्पोर्टेंस है और जो ऑपोजिशन में जिनका भी इम्पोर्टेंस है वो बीजेपी ने बनाया हुआ है.
Yes,
प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस.
exactly.
तो राहुल गांधी को इतने वो मिलते हैं बिकॉज
English,
बीजेपी
please, no vernacular, no
Please,
vernacular.
please,
कह रहा है इंग्लिश में बात कर.
Please understand
बोला
one
कहूंगा
thing. This-
तमिल में कर लूं बात. बट
हाँ कर, हिम्मत है तो कर.
हिम्मत
அண்ணா உதயநிதி ஸ்டாலின்
என்னடா போங்க, புரியுது?
இந்த மன்றத்திலே நான் உங்களை பிசீச் பண்றேன்.
तेरे
இந்த
जासूस
அயோக்கிய
का-
பதற
हमको तो ये
தமிழ்
भी नहीं पता ये
பேசுறீங்க.
ठीक बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ मैं नहीं मुझे पता है
இல்லைன்னா
गलत बोल
இவனை
रहा
பேண்ட்
Bengali
கழட்டி
नहीं
சாத்து
बोलता है.
हाँ
சாத்துட்டு
बंगाली.
சாத்துங்க.
He never speaks in Bengali.
Yeah.
আমি
Good
সব
point.
সময় বাংলাতে বলি
বলা।
আর কি করি, আমি তো বাংলাতেই বলি.
Okay.
Third question.
Next question.
বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালো
I don't know what is worse, him dancing or him singing.
চিরদিন তোমার
Him dancing
and singing.
Him dancing while singing.
अच्छा बस यार बस कर
Okay, stop it.
बस
Go on this.
Next question.
আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি
बस
Okay, next question. One prediction you think everyone else is getting wrong, other than the Samosa Caucus. Everyone is getting wrong. One prediction.
wow okay so
TMC winning. I would say that TMC
you're
winning.
talking about domestic politics
Yeah,
or
domestic
anything?
or international also. What is it? Imran Khan getting out?
No, I think everybody in India imagining that relations with America will change after Trump is not there.
Perfect. Agreed. Okay, next. What do you think that everybody got wrong?
I think AAP's demise.
Demise ho gaya?
Psychologically, people feel.
Punjab is still there.
Yeah.
They still have that 1 point.
नहीं, मैं सेंट्रल की बात कर रहा हूँ. I mean the emphasis, this CJP creation. I would have to doff my hat to them.
Okay.
They really thought through it.
So something that they
But do you think
planned,
it will revive them?
probably.
Yes.
Yeah, one prediction that everybody got wrong, you think? That's significant. Internationally or nationally?
Both, well, nationally, but drawing from internationally, the fact that everybody thought that the left and communism had died out completely.
Yeah.
The left did an institutional capture of all Western right-wing institutions to the point where the center has now become far left in the West. And we think in India it is not going to happen. It is going to happen, mark my words, they are going to come back. The left bhoot hai, wo ek atma hai. Have you seen that movie
That
Veerana?
they permeate everything.
Have you seen that movie Veerana?
No, I don't see
जहाँ वो
the rabbit.
प्रेत आके वो बॉडी के अंदर समा जाती है.
Also, I think the anti-left.
Have you seen Omen? Omen.
Yeah, I have.
It's like Omen. It's like
Yeah.
that.
So
Also,
when
the
the
anti-left
left-
have not made an ecosystem of
See,
their
and
own.
anti-left have, but because the anti-left is fundamentally individualistic.
No, so the other problem was the anti-left thought that because we have now captured political power, and the left conceded the political power, they thought the matter is settled,
Yes.
end of history has happened.
Yes.
But I think Abhijit has a point that while they surrendered political power, they tried to capture the state and the institutions through the
Institutional power
back door
is
using education and those kind of things.
Because
And you look at what is
99%,
happening in Europe, you look at what is happening in the United States, it is crazy how much they have gone down that hole.
One prediction which
Here,
everybody got wrong,
I
which is
just-
significant.
Just wanted to add.
No, and you know what you had said, that अगर किसी को appoint करना ही था as education minister, मीनाक्षी जैन बुरी थी क्या? Why don't you appoint
किसी
her?
competent आदमी को नहीं करना ना.
The point is that build an ecosystem. You have Meenakshi Jain. Why don't you appoint her? It was a
But
point
I
that
just
you
wanted
made.
to say only for about 25 to 30 years, in any world scenario has left been thwarted. And that was after the World War in America, when they literally hounded the left, right? Through the FBI, through everything, till about Reagan se thoda sa pehle. There it changed colors, like a chameleon. But it never went away, but it was a tremendous backfoot. Went totally underground.
Okay.
Because they were being hounded. अब तो ऐसे उभर के आए हैं, it's like, so.
One prediction which you feel that everybody got wrong and it's significant.
Everyone in the media, mainstream media, got West Bengal wrong. Everyone got it wrong. And I'm surprised that no so-called journalists, senior journalists, who went to there, they couldn't read. I don't know if it is what he said, the bias towards seeing Mamta ji win, that you refuse to see what was on the ground. And I think that's also added on to the loss of credibility, because Zabardasti Mamta ji ko jita rahe the. Okay, when there was anger, they refused to see it.
Yeah, but I think we
But
discussed this
that
in the
is true
last caucus also.
that is true for Tamil Nadu as well.
Yeah, Tamil
For
Nadu.
Tamil Nadu, Vijay as well.
Yeah.
But and again, both of these were captured by the same cabal of people that sort of glorify Udaynidhi Stalin or glorify that entire left ecosystem.
I think
that-
political parties are also waking up to the fact that, they cultivated a certain section of the media because they thought that Inca narrative will work in our favor. it worked perfectly in bringing their narrative forward in that section, very minuscule section. But they didn't see that because of that propaganda at the ground they were losing.
The hatred against that cabal is so strong now that for everything that cabal says that it gets the media space that is undeserved, there is more anti-polarization. So yes, there may be the Gen Z party that may be getting space. There is more anger in another section of youngsters that this space is undeservedly going, which nobody's capturing and
Which
nobody's
I
seeing.
think very significant is both of what you guys said, you know, which is Tamil Nadu and West Bengal.
But
That
Tamil Nadu, Smita, what astonishes me
generation.
when they say, I mean, you know, एग्जिट पोल्स जब आते हैं तो उसमें कहते हैं दी मार्जिन ऑफ एरर +-3%.
No, that
ठीक है. अबे यहाँ एक सीट नहीं दी थी विजय को यार.
But can I add one thing?
One guy got it right, na?
One guy.
One guy got it right because he
15 got it wrong.
The reason being because they never gave this guy whatever that guy's party
Naam
is.
bhul
I
gaya.
don't even remember.
TVK.
Huh?
TVK.
No,
Vijay's
the
party,
guy
TVK.
is the media guy got it.
No, he's
right.
not a TVK.
The exit
TVK.
poll guys. Look, the exit poll guys will have a set of questions. Have they taken this particular challenger as a serious challenger, and are they posing those questions? And if they are not posing those questions, then you will get the wrong answers. In the case of
The question is,
one
whom have you
particular
voted
poll
for?
axis, I believe.
नहीं Paji, the question is simple ना. Exit poll is whom have you voted for? और क्या
I
question है?
don't know whether
No,
it's as
but
simple
before
as
that, you also have to get the grounds where
It's not an opinion poll.
It's not a single question.
It's not
It
as
should be,
simple.
no, exit
It's
poll.
not. No, because people lie or people keep. But
That's why they ask
But what
other
I'm saying is, people on the ground don't read the momentum in favor of somebody. So I have to name this newspaper from Tamil Nadu, which liberals love to quote. The owner of that newspaper almost acts as if he works for the Stalin family and takes messages.
That's not Godi media, na?
So that's my point. The amount. How come that is not criticized? But I have to tell this one thing. No, it's very funny. He was interviewing the chief minister. He was interviewing the chief minister of Telangana. This is a true story. The Congress chief minister. The chief minister of Telangana, I'm quoting him verbatim, says, I have my favorite force. I've created a new force named after Hitler's most deadliest assassins.
Yes.
Okay, he says this.
Yes.
This guy is clapping Hydra. And clapping. He says, I have done more demolition than Israel and Gaza. And imagine, and I'm a Congress voter, but imagine if a BJP guy would have said this. We would have gone for him and saying, how can you say that? These bunch of clowns, they were clapping. Hitler is bad, period. Congress or BJP. Hydra was bad. It was a bunch of assassins. You can't demolish houses. He's saying
there wasn't a Hydra. It was only in the movies that
I
it was
know,
Hydra,
but this guy made it up.
Yeah.
But this guy's clean. Yeah.
Okay.
and which would have itself been a subject
IQ
of
kitna?
ridicule that they don't
Uska
know
IQ
history,
kitna hai?
WhatsApp history and all of that. But tell me, how is this any different from Tarun Tejpal?
Oh God.
Same issue.
Yuck.
हम करें तो what non-consensual carnal favors.
Next question, and then after that we move to the other one. If there was a politician who's the politician who can survive if the way politics is done now doesn't exist? If the entire type of politics changes, who can survive? For example, I think the 2014 election was a watershed moment in the sense that Modi decided to do politics in a different manner altogether.
Only cockroaches survive apocalypse.
No, Sheikh Hasina, if you see, I have an answer. Totally different. Donald Trump, survivor, if you see. I mean, everybody you see out here right now, and you think that they did politics in a different manner. Today, is there any politician flexible enough, you feel, that who can adapt to change?
Yogi Adityanath.
Okay.
Totally convinced. And I don't know whether he's going to get a prominent role very soon or not. I have no idea. But he has to. Okay. Things are going south.
He's uncompromising. He's very clear what he wants.
So
he's
clear.
Unapologetic.
Clarity चाहिए यार.
He's unapologetic.
Dilly dallying नहीं चाहिए अब भाई.
And he's a very good administrator. He's shown that he
देखो
can
यार,
manage
बीजेपी
things.
के पहले 3-4 साल में आप कह सकते हो dilly dallying, appropriating this, that, आप कर सकते हो. 12 साल बाद आप dilly dallying में नहीं involve कर सकते.
Okay. For you, who do you think, if politics is not done right now, would you say Imran Khan?
Whether they let him survive, I don't know.
If he survives, I think he's proven that he's a survivor.
Look, I'm not a fan of his. but I have to admire him for his
Yeah.
grit, his obduracy,
Yeah.
his ability to take on the army when all these namby-pamby, Bilawal-Shilawal type of pansies, they have just, given in. Here is a guy who's standing strong. They have approached him to make deals with him. He refuses to deal with them.
Yeah.
He wants to do things on his own. Now, whether he survives that is another matter.
But he's playing the game differently from the
totally.
others.
He's
right?
always played it differently.
Yeah.
And I think वो जो जिद होती है ना, that zid factor कि नहीं I am going to do, it's my way or the highway.
Okay. Abhijit, anybody you think who's kind of the survivor if politics changes?
I don't see any survivors coming out of this current state. I suspect the survivors, with the benefit of hindsight, when we do Samosa Caucus 10 years down the line, if we're not in jail and the government has changed,
तू होगा जेल, हम तो नहीं जाएंगे, तू जाएगा.
तू मोटे, तू जरूर जाएगा.
हम तो बड़ा सेफ प्ले करते हैं.
तू जरूर जाएगा, मैं गारंटी के साथ कह रहा हूं.
अंग्रेजों के जमाने के जेलरों तुम डेफिनेटली जाओगे.
मैं तो तुमको भिजवा दूंगा. I am not going to. I am too comfort. I am used to my comfort.
I'll just claim everything I said was made. Sushant and Smita made me.
Nobody will take you seriously.
AI generated.
AI generated. Yeah, that's
deep
it.
fake.
Or I'll use the Rajdeep defense. Somebody hacked my
तहसीन हमारे को
phone.
बचा लेगा यार. कोई प्रॉब्लम है.
No, Tehseen will also go to jail.
अरे पता है क्या? Survivor are the Poonawalla brothers.
Truly. But 10 years down the line, we will all say, see, I knew this fellow was going to come up. None of us are going to see who comes up. I don't think it is going to be any
That's the nature of
the
politics,
more prominent leader. Tell me, till Narendra Modi became Chief Minister of Gujarat, and even after he became Chief Minister of Gujarat, who made him? It was all the bloodhounds going after him for a riot he did not start. Who ultimately made him? You know, it's that line from Harry Potter. The Dark Lord marked you as his enemy, and he made you.
But you know what, Abhijit? Spoken to several people who said that the Congress party identified Modi as the next big thing in the BJP much before the BJP identified Modi as the next big thing. Yeah. So the Congress party, and then once they identified that it's Modi who's going to be the next big thing, they went after him, thereby making
I'll tell
him the
you
next
why
big
that
thing.
is a lie. Because I know the left. You forget, I used to be a communist. The communist thing is, they ignore the biggest threat. They always talk up the smallest as the biggest threat.
But
did you read that interview of Ramchandra Guha, where he named one fellow nobody had heard of as the greatest intellectual of the right?
Pratap Bhanu Mehta.
No. I forget somebody else, but nobody had even heard of this person.
But
Who asked for a book to be banned.
Exactly.
Yes. Arey yaar,
So,
I also wrote about that.
Now, this is a standard thing. Understand the methodology of the left.
Yeah.
The biggest threat
I'm
is
saying the
because the
Congress
opposite of love is
identity-
not to hate, Smita. The opposite of love is to ignore.
Ignore. That's true.
The Congress
Bhai,
realized
bahut
that they
bol raha hai
cannot
ye, Paji.
ignore Narendra Modi,
Ab
and
interrupt
when
mat
they
karna.
went after him, when they put all the state machinery after him, they created a legend. They did. And they lost the plot after that.
But see, he also created himself. You have to understand.
Yeah, of course.
Many people
Why
would have
wouldn't
cracked. He stayed the course. He had a governance record which shone out amongst all others.
Why wouldn't
they
he?
could never bring down his governance record.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
And even now, you can keep saying, you know, this country is going to smithereens or whatever, but people are voting for him.
That's why I'm saying there are parallels between what happened to Modi and his image and Yogi. That's what I'm saying.
no, but again, he's right, because in the case of Modi, I don't know whether the Congress realized that he's going to be the next big thing. But the fact of the matter remains that till about 2009, 2010, till the 2009 election, when the BJP got really badly lammed, it was only around 2010 that people suddenly from the BJP and their supporters suddenly started looking at Modi as the next alternative. Until then, for those 8 years from 2002 to 2010, nobody gave him a dog catcher's chance of becoming
because
anybody.
there was that whole caucus which was controlling the BJP, which went on.
Not only that, but even on the other side.
Advani will be there.
On the other side, there was the entire bunch, which that entire campaign to demonize Modi had been carried out. that he is not going to be acceptable,
And the
etc.
BJP was
etc.
sitting thinking that, okay, if it's not Advani and Vajpayee, then it will be Sushma Swaraj and Jaitley.
Pramod Mahajan.
During that time, Pramod Mahajan had died, but he had died before the election.
2004 ke baad.
Yeah, so what had happened was that the BJP kept thinking of the natural progression towards the next one. The Congress had already thought of कि ये अगर कुछ होगा तो अगर ये मोदी को लाएंगे तो we don't have a narrative to beat the Modi narrative. So they had started demonizing Modi right away. This is what, I mean, I have gathered.
I slightly
right now.
differ from that. I think the Congress thought, where they got it wrong, that if you demonize Modi, they will come back to power, and they didn't think of Modi to have the potential, as Abhijit said. Modi played it up and made it his strong point. I think the Congress made a mistake thinking Modi is easier to defeat than a Sushma Swaraj or an
Okay,
Arun Jaitley.
contrary to this, now if we were to take a mirror image, does the BJP think that it's going to be Rahul Gandhi again in the next
BJP
election?
wants Rahul Gandhi.
Or do they
The
think
BJP
that,
wants Rahul
do they
Gandhi.
think that it's going to be Priyanka who's going to come
The
up?
BJP doesn't want Priyanka. The BJP wants Rahul Gandhi. It's very clear. And that is the reason why the BJP keeps reacting to everything the leader of opposition says and makes it such a big thing, because they want him to be opposite Prime Minister Modi. Because if there are elections without these dynastic parties, the BJP won't win. If it's actual parties that are democratic, there's no chance the BJP will win.
Okay, now
But look at the card with which, I mean, the leeway that Congress has. In Karnataka, there's not a single woman in the cabinet.
And nobody's protesting.
कैसे निकल जाते हैं मेरी समझ में नहीं आता.
yeah.
Excuse me?
Paper leaks हो रहे हैं.
There is no fat person, there is no fat bald homosexual also in this central cabinet.
हाँ, अभी reshuffle होने वाला है अभिजीत. I think
Who in the BJP is going to say I'm a homosexual? First,
The
who in the
traditional-
BJP is saying I'm a homosexual?
the traditional.
You know how you say it in the BJP?
How?
How do you say it in सांप्रदायिक language?
How?
मैं मर्दों का मर्द हूँ.
Okay.
कहाँ से कहाँ लिखा.
क्या मर्दानगी है?
दो और टॉपिक्स हैं, उसके बाद हम थोड़ा लाइटर टॉपिक्स पे जाएंगे. सो एथेनॉल, बोलिए जनाब, आपके एथेनॉल डिबेट पे.
Ethanol
ना,
तो
I'm
lighter
giving
topic
it-
नहीं है.
Lighter topic? Like what?
Correct.
I
lighter.
said two,
Blend-
It makes the topic lighter.
It's blended. It's a blended topic.
it's a blended topic.
Yeah.
हाँ,
No
blenders right.
adultery. No adultery.
But
there.
before he says, can I just say?
तुम्हारी गाड़ी खराब हो रही है
I'm
क्या?
sorry what happened. ये E20 चला रहा था, इसकी बाइक रुक गई, देखो गिरा, फट गई जीन्स.
पूरा
फट
जीन्स
गई,
फट
पूरा
गया. देखो ये पूरा जीन्स
पूरा
फट गया.
सड़क पे
E20
गिरा
की
बहुत
वजह
बुरी
से.
तरह से.
See, this
पूरा
is the
E20.
real proof
Okay,
कि
कि bike-
E20 कितना
सड़क
bad
पे आ
है.
गया
पूरा
ये.
सड़क-
ये E20
this
पे
is
बाइक
E20.
चला रहा था, वो बाइक
E10, E10.
और ये खरोच के
हाँ.
इसके ये पैंट
हाँ.
खरोच
नहीं, अगर मैं E10 पे होता तो नहीं होता ही.
हाँ, और जरा ये इंजरी यही नहीं हुई है, एक बार उतार कर देखिए.
पीछे.
हाँ जी. Are we solving the problem
So,
if we don't?
I'll tell you what. Ethanol is not a bad policy. It's not a bad policy. It's a decent policy. It's the implementation that I've been speaking about. It's done so badly and haphazardly. That's it. And if you can give, most vehicles are E10 compliant, 80 to 90%. Just unko E10 de dijiye. When they phase out, give E20 and make the documents public. There is nothing more to this policy that the government is trying to complicate. And the two meetings I've had with the Petroleum Ministry, by the way, I didn't seek a meeting, they sought a meeting. Two meetings there.
क्या बात है सर.
नहीं, दोनों बार उन्होंने
क्या
बोला.
बात है.
But they just create unnecessarily problems for every solution. बोले E10 कैसा दे?
So all you're asking for is documentation
Document-
and clear labeling and branding.
Clear labeling, branding, and bring the price down, because countries that buy petrol from us, Nepal and Bhutan, give it cheaper. So bring the price down.
Yeah,
and
no,
get a-
but
that's
no,
three
you can't
very
bring the price down.
You can.
Because, no, one second. The fact that you've kept the price stable is because you have gone for E20.
That's not true.
No, that is true.
It is true.
May I
It is true,
explain
yeah.
to you?
It is
Ethanol is more expensive than petrol. Petrol costs
यार
us
तो
50
समझ नहीं रहा. The point is the petrol, every liter of petrol that you getting out here is imported. So there is a cost factor to that. There is a foreign exchange factor to that. There are all
But
kinds
that's
of
not
factors to
true. Just sorry, before Anand comes in, that's not true. First we get crude and we refine petrol. We don't get petrol. But more importantly, we are even importing ethanol from the US.
No, we're
Yes.
importing the corn from the US.
No,
We are making
ethanol.
the
I am
ethanol.
telling you this as a matter. I told this in the ministry. It is, we are importing ethanol. Absolute. And the record margin ethanol, 1 billion liters last year.
Should we be growing sugarcane to fuel cars?
हाँ, तो अब इसमें मैं
When
आ रहा हूँ.
when-
कोई आप-
Water shortage.
Emphatically no, which is why if you're actually importing ethanol, then I support it even more.
Kyun?
My issue was with sugarcane.
With sugarcane,
I oppose
yeah.
sugarcane and cotton. Very destructive. Even rice
for
in
the
Punjab,
record,
very
for
destructive.
the record,
Second crop. Yeah, there's no need for rice.
when
Agreed.
Sushant and I dared to inside prod in our, he said, मत interrupt करो. अब देखो gentleman हम हैं, interrupt किया इसने हमने. For the record.
Anand Ranganathan, इस्तीफा दो.
इस्तीफा दो,
इस्तीफा दो.
हमारी मांगे पूरी करो.
फ्रॉड मद्रासी इस्तीफा दो.
बंटी और बबली का बोले, अरे मांगे क्या है तुम्हारी? अंग्रेजों भारत छोड़ो, अंग्रेजों भारत छोड़ो.
आजादी.
अंग्रेजों आनंद रंगनाथन छोड़ो. ये क्यों इस देश में ऐसे अंग्रेज की तरह ड्रेस पहनी?
डफली आ जाओ. आयशा वाली डफली.
इनकलाब जिंदाबाद.
मेरे पास 3-4 रखी.
This fellow claims to be the mascot of the Indic right. Look at the way he dresses. He dresses like General Dyer.
That's a khaki type.
हाँ, exactly यार.
He is not Anand
Did you see
Ranganathan.
that?
He is Anand Dyer.
अरे तूने वो गाना नहीं सुना, मेरी टोपी है पता नहीं कहाँ की.
मेरा
And by the
जूता
way, you know he
जाता
was
है.
born outside Jallianwala Bagh.
This constant heckling and interruption, I'm sorry. This is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unparliamentary.
अब मैं
ये
बोलूँ.
हम शुगर केन पे आ रहे हैं, गन्ने की बात है.
शुगर, देखिए मैं कह रहा हूँ हर चीज़ का you have to do a cost benefit analysis. There is a cost to every policy that is detrimental to the nation, but if the benefits override the cost, then you go ahead and do it. Every single policy has cost benefit. यहाँ पे the cost is so much more than the benefit. I disagree little with तहसीन. इसके 2 angles हैं. एक तो whether it is doing damage or something है. मेरा है it is going to be catastrophic for our environment, for our water resource, for everything. Plus the costs that are going to be there are not going to ever be less than less than the benefits.
That's true.
Why? Because मैं आपको अब डेटा देता हूँ. पहली बात, टोटली एग्री विद कि शुगर केन हम क्यों उगा रहे हैं. द एंटायर E20 पॉलिसी हैज बीन डन टू लेजिटिमाइज ग्रोइंग शुगर केन, मेज एंड टू बेसिकली प्लेकेट अ फार्मर वोट बैंक. दिस इज द बॉटम लाइन ऑफ इट. क्योंकि 50 to 70 मिलियन फार्मर्स हैं वो शुगर केन उगाते हैं. शुगर केन इज अ टेरिबल वाटर गजलिंग क्रॉप. इट रिक्वायर्स, महाराष्ट्र में फॉर एग्जाम्पल 5% ऑफ एरेबल लैंड, 75% ऑफ इरिगेबल वाटर. वी कांट अफोर्ड अ क्रॉप लाइक दैट. नाउ पीपल आर सेइंग, oh, but less and less sugar cane is being used for producing ethanol. So it requires 3,000 liters of water to get 1 liter of ethanol if you are getting it from sugar cane. तो कहते हैं हम मेज पे आ गए अब. It requires 4,500 liters of water
To grow maize.
to get 1 liter of ethanol
That's
if it's
Yeah,
getting
yes.
from maize, because maize has less biomass than sugar cane. फिर कहते हैं हम broken rice पे आ गए क्योंकि हम rice इतना उगा रहे हैं. So it requires 11,500 liters of water to get 1 liter of ethanol if it's come broken. अब हमारे पास 40 to 50 million tons of excess rice है. तो कह रहे हैं हम डाइवर्ट कर दिया. अरे पर भैया वो राइस आया क्यों, एक्स्ट्रा राइस?
This is not true because this is water that is already gone down the drain. That rice is sitting there rotting in public.
MSP वाला rice.
Yeah.
It is MSP
Because
wala
the
rice which is
politicians
already
politicians don't have the guts cutting across party lines.
Yes.
To say no to farmers. They keep on procuring rice that we cannot use or distribute. अभी एक हफ्ता पहले you saw the horrible clips of tens of thousands of sacks of rice out in the open और उससे राइस के शूट्स निकल रहे हैं. You can see ANI का क्लिप है वो.
Paddy का, हाँ.
Paddy का. So just to finish on there. So that's point number 1. Catastrophic. दूसरा, cost benefit analysis अगर आप करें तो जो E20 से हम imported fuel बचा रहे हैं, that would be 25 million liters every day. Just by having proper traffic management, having better roads, it's 95 million liters every day.
Okay, that's
So
a
where is
bit
the
of
cost
an
benefit?
apples and oranges situation.
Smita, this
Why
is
not?
very,
Why
no,
Smita?
don't override this. This is one of the most important
point.
The sheer
4
bad
times
road
more.
Traffic.
I
bad
agree
traffic.
with that. That's a separate story or
But why?
it's not.
आपका अगर फ्यूल बचाना कौन सा, अगर आपका आइडिया फ्यूल बचाने का तो 4 टाइम्स ज्यादा आपका वहां फ्यूल बच रहा है. एनवायरमेंटल डैमेज नहीं हो रही.
If the politicians don't take money from contractors, give us good roads, remove the encroachment and have trucks drive on the left, which will save lives, you will save 3 lakh crore rupees every year. It is much more than what you'll save on ethanol. Again, nobody is saying ethanol is bad. It's just that the benefits are much less than what the cost of ethanol are. It doesn't make sense, and vehicles are, and average is dropping. And Indians spent 80,000 crore rupees more in the last 2 years filling petrol.
पर अभी बीजेपी ने पता है क्या खेल खेला है? केजरीवाल has come out against E20. बीजेपी has made it as आप is against anti-farmers. पंजाब में फार्मर का डेलीगेशन आ गया देव तो अब ये पूरा गेम चल रहा है इनका यार. अब देखना केजरीवाल कैसे बैक ट्रैक करेगा.
This is the first time Samosa Caucus has changed my mind on something because I opposed it completely because of sugarcane. Then when I heard it was corn, I got less opposed. Now that Tehseen has told me it is all imported और हम अमेरिका का पानी बर्बाद कर रहे हैं. I am now 100. Yeah. So they are.
No, that is in
They are
contradiction.
destroying their corn.
No. It's the foreign reserves. Foreign.
जो तुम यहाँ पर पानी बर्बाद कर रहे हो, and we have serious water issues going ahead.
But understand, 60% of India's water is lost in क्या कहते हैं?
72%.
अच्छा, it's gone up now. It used to be 60 now. Okay, I'll check
we don't
5
tap
years
our
back.
own water.
72%.
No river linking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, river linking is very bad, Anand. Very bad.
No, look.
See, this is the old system of thinking that a river is there to service human needs.
Water
It's an
resources are
ecosystem.
like
You can't
human
link it.
resources. The most useless ministries for anybody to handle.
Who is
the
the
most
minister?
important ones, but everybody.
Education is the most important one. Nobody takes education
तभी तो मैं वही तो
seriously.
बोल रहा हूँ.
Water is the most second most important. Nobody. See, in Hinduism, what are the 3 most important goddesses? Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Durga. Okay, Durga defense. Nobody is really taking it seriously. Lakshmi, fine. Nirmala is taking it seriously. I think Nirmala is another name for Lakshmi also, no? It is. It's an Iyengar name.
Your point being.
Saraswati, who is the origin of all of this, Brahma ki wife. Nobody takes it seriously.
Solution is choice. EV, petrol, E10. The choice is what consumers should get. And work on other structures so that the environment is also protected. We have a water shortage. Please, and foreign reserves, I'll just say, sugar prices have spiked up. So retail sugar has gone up. We've banned import of sugar. So our dollars are not getting, we're not getting dollars. And all the subsidies go to the distilleries.
Yeah, sugar in any case is a poison. So why are you importing
No,
sugar?
1 second. That's not the point.
अभी
We are talking about.
ठूस के खाया.
We are talking about.
Sugar is
we are talking-
poison.
No, we are talking about foreign reserves here.
ऐसे उठा उठा के
उठा
shoveling.
कौन sugar is poison बोल रहा है? देख लो इधर.
ये बोल रहा है.
सबसे मोटा गेंडा जो इधर बैठा है वो बोल रहा है.
Excuse me.
देखो कौन बोल रहा है मत देखो, क्या बोल रहा है वो देखो.
और बैन किया है ना तो
वो तो
इंडियंस ही
ठीक
खाएंगे
होगा.
ना. अरे
देखो
बैन
यार,
किया
15 साल पहले मैं 109 किलो था 15 साल पहले.
But you know, your transformation is something else. अच्छा, मेरे को ये बताना that are you seeing consumption reducing in the sense that have you seen people going less to restaurants, traveling less, making that? I mean, do you see that happening at all in the country? I'm seeing less crowds in the airport. International travel has gone down because several airlines not functioning. Middle East is not a destination anymore, or let's say West Asia, not Middle East.
Yeah, there are some visa issues. So, for example, the Thais.
No, West Asia कोई जा ही नहीं रहा ना.
West
दुबई
Asia
छुट्टी
वैसे
पे
कोई
नहीं जा
नहीं
रहा.
जा
डेटा क्या है?
So
Data तो ये कह रहा है
what
कि
you
Indians
are
are traveling more.
consumption, I'm saying consumption in the sense that जो हम सोच रहे थे that you know these sales and all that will happen now from now to November is where the maximum sales will happen, right? Because of the Independence Day sales, उसके बाद
the festive
season and things like that. Do you see among your friends and relatives people thinking back, holding back that okay, the stock market's not doing all that well?
Not at all.
No, the
You're
stock
not saying
market
that?
Not at all. The
Not
only
too
person
bad.
who I know who's holding back is my mother. But then she's always been this fiscal conservative. But I trust her completely with
But
my money.
also understand your mother that again I'm using the term boomer generation. They are the generation which saved up, which wouldn't go to coffee shops and spend 300 rupees over a cup of coffee, made their own coffee, drank kapi, and saved up enough to make a house.
Yes.
The next generation did not do that. Owning a house has become such a big issue for subsequent generations, you know,
नहीं,
flats and
Smita,
things like
people
that.
don't want to own a house now.
Yeah.
No, they do want to own a house. They can't afford a house.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, but
Because understand, there are two mafias, two of the most strongest mafias in this country.
Saving
One
is
is the
not-
education mafia. It is complete artificial shortage of supply. And the second is the construction mafia.
नहीं यार देखो कंस्ट्रक्शन माफिया में पता है प्रॉब्लम क्या है? The problem is that the margins are not there in a 2-bedroom house. the margins are there in a 5-10 crore rupee house.
That is not true.
That is the fact. I'm telling you, my wife is
talking
in
about
the
Gurgaon?
business. Huh?
You're talking about
I'm talking about all the real estate thing.
No, but it's not just house.
Sorry,
builders-
can I just come back
Have
on
you
this?
ever traveled?
No, sorry, one
You know
second,
what
Smita,
people
Smita,
say
one
builders
second.
can
One
see.
second, construction.
Okay.
See,
How many
no,
builders have you
Sushant,
seen?
there is no margin if you do the traditional construction. If you're doing a prefab of a two-bedroom house, there is a huge, see, the problem is your workforce, your labor force isn't progressing up the value chain.
No, but in this country now, people much rather rent a house in GK1 than buy it.
फिर हम Greater Kailash
I have bought in GK1. I don't have
India is sitting on a.
They haven't got it.
Can I just say this? I am a patriot. I believe in the future of my country. Therefore, I bought a house in GK1. There are certain people who are not patriots who want to run away abroad, who rent in GK1. They don't even rent under their own name, and they don't even have a police verification.
Bhai Saab.
कहाँ से
And that also in a Benami property?
Possibly, it looks like
No,
it.
but like you're hearing about, certain people buying 150 crore flats.
Okay, this is also a scam. Do you know that? So there is one very famous flat in Gurgaon,
Gurgaon.
that pulls off this scam. They will sell a flat for say they'll sell it for 20 crores, but they will voluntarily go and deposit 50 crores as registration fee.
What?
Because the registration fee can be accessed, the sale deed cannot be accessed. So Business Standard and Mint and all will report 50 crores means it was actually sold for 250 crores. So every investor thinks it's a fantastic investment. Their construction quality is really crappy.
No, but it's
तो
not
50 crore में किसको देते हैं?
It's not just Gurgaon, even Bombay and all that, Mumbai and all. People are buying these hugely expensive 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom apartments.
20 people, 100 people, 200 people who have that kind of money.
मेरा एक philosophical मैं इस पे दूँ, मैं एक philosophical देता हूँ इस पे कि I think कौन सा community है 100 crore के गुड़गांव में घर ले रहे हैं. हाँ, that's right, कैमिलिया से. आपका तो घर नहीं है वहाँ.
नहीं यार, मेरा अगर होता तो क्या बात थी, लेकिन
हाँ, मेरा ये है कि ये जो आजकल न्यूली मिंटेड बिलियनर्स हैं वहाँ ले रहे हैं, इनके जो पेरेंट्स थे मिडिल क्लास, लोअर मिडिल क्लास, पढ़ाते थे, टीचर्स थे, ये जहाँ भी रहते थे ना, उनके नेबर्स कौन थे? उनके नेबर्स थे टीचर्स, डॉक्टर्स, इंजीनियर्स, आर्टिस्ट. और अब ये जो 100 करोड़ में बंगलों में रह रहे हैं, फ्लैट्स में, उनके नेबर्स कौन हैं? ड्रग डीलर्स, डिफेंस डीलर्स.
what nonsense.
अब पूरा you are now talking like a 70s वाला ना, but अच्छा 70s. You will remember this in the 70s.
But
Anybody who had money ना, everybody would say, ये तो black का पैसा है इनके पास.
Who has
Smuggler है.
Who has that much of money? यार?
This
Smita,
whole thing of smuggler
Smita,
wala.
who has that much of money?
नहीं यार, there are people.
How?
Listen,
Tell me.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
unicorns वाले.
I go by data.
यार, there are
सारे यूनिकॉर्न वाले एक ही बिल्डिंग में थोड़ा रह रहे हैं.
So talk about unicorns. Unicorns and startups. I know people who keep advertising themselves as startup founder 10 years after they started up. It's true. Let us be very clear. 99% almost of so-called startups in India are all valuation jokes. They're all about valuation, sell it off, never make a profit.
Yeah.
And it is this, and this is and this is not an India-specific problem, because as we understand it now, because it's a very complex international financial system, 65% of the money that gets paid as interest internationally is just to keep the money flowing
in and out
यार
of
देखो,
India.
There is
but
no productive
but there is another
usage coming
there is
out.
another part to it,
No.
and that part is of a business community and moneyed people who are not in anybody's eye, who are doing a lot of business, but that business is not the glamorous business.
Yeah, correct.
That business would be कि वो book binding का business है.
Yeah.
But it is spread throughout the country. चाय बेचने का business है. It is spread throughout the country. These are people you don't know of,
Yeah.
but who are very, very cash rich, who have the money, and you cannot buy those apartments.
No, even if they
With
can,
black money.
they don't. Even if they can, they don't. They will stay in a Patel Nagar, or they might stay in a
And they might
Ghatkopar,
invest it.
But they will.
again
I'm
you're
sorry.
gonna get-
I'm
you're
sorry.
going to
No,
Smita, can I just say something I've
But
not
what
done?
I'm saying is
पटेल
that.
नगर से क्या problem?
The only entrepreneur on the show can I
But
say
what
that?
I'm saying is that yes, but who told you that I'm not one? What I'm trying to say is that there are many cash-rich individuals who want to stay in, in the non-snob value associated addresses because they are comfortable in living there, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But living out there,
but their kids might not.
But what I'm trying to say is that I am seeing fewer people traveling. I am seeing fewer people wanting to spend on eating out. Fewer people wanting to wear designer stuff. I am seeing that happening in my
Have airline ticket prices come down? Have airlines?
Yes, they have not.
They are still very high.
Because aviation fuel has
gone up.
Because
your tickets prices are low. It's just they put more taxes. Just 1 second.
AI पे search करके बता देता हूँ.
Just 1 second. The point is, no, 1 second. I have not spoken at all. The point is, we have a two-tier economy. There is one which is absolutely rich. They are traveling, they are living a glamorous lifestyle, they're going to all these high-end restaurants, because you also see high-end restaurants are booming everywhere, high-end lounges are booming everywhere. They are wearing their designer clothes. So you have that one crowd. The rest of it, there is so much of suffering. Please allow me to make my point to finish. The tax burden on the common man, the honest citizen, it is unbelievable. I have never in the history, at least in my
tax burden ki to mat baat kar. What is the common
man?
man?
May I make my point? Can I just make my point, please? Just allow me to make my point.
क्या तो गलत point ना make करना.
फिर आप ही बोल दो. I'm just allowing me to finish now.
Let it finish.
It's a
Tax burden.
Tax has come down, Tehseen.
Tax has not come down.
Yeah, so if you are getting a salary of 1 lakh of rupees, you are tax free.
So you think it's not true? The old regime had less taxes. No, you guys have got it wrong. But allow me to that now, and I don't want to go into the details. That the new regime is draconian to the point. Here, these your sponsors. Ask them. You ask your sponsors the amount of tax harassment they will face. I'm telling you. Do you know?
Is it less or more than before? That's all I want to know. Because yes, people are suffering.
But
are they suffering less or more?
The suffering today has increased much more.
India में 5000 साल से.
अरे साला.
If that is the answer, then
Such a Bharat Bhushan type.
Honestly, yaar.
I remember once. Sorry, can I just say this?
This has ended the discussion for. मतलब यार.
This uncle is the reason we don't. This uncle is the reason we don't have a national security.
मतलब ये खत्म कर दी, discussion खत्म कर दी यार.
No, it
क्या बोलूँ मैं?
At ORF.
4 points से भूल गया मैं.
At ORF, I started this thing on a new national security law. So Sameer had recommended call all these people. We called one former, I'm not going to name the person, but one huge grandee who's considered a doyen of Indian security studies. And he starts off, he's the first speaker, he starts off, see, our religion was passed down by word of mouth. The Mahabharata, the Gita, the Vedas were passed down by word of mouth. Why do we need a written national security doctrine?
He said it.
For 5,000, much bigger than him, not physically, but
another well-rounded personality.
Allegedly in stature, the doyen
Okay.
of Indian security studies, this was his answer.
That we don't need a written.
This is how the entire session. So after that one session, I went and told Sameer, इसको cancel कर दो. I don't want to run this program anymore.
Okay.
नहीं, पर इसमें अब देखो, मैं वो लाना चाहता हूँ, ये जो डॉयंस की बात कर रहे हो, अब हर जगह नंदन नीलेकनी घुसा रहे हैं. Obviously, he is a well accomplished guy. 2 महीने पहले, I think if I'm not mistaken, he wrote कि India doesn't need a AI, sovereign AI.
Yeah.
I was shocked. And you know, Nandan is not he's not a fool by any stretch.
Yeah, he's not.
What possessed him to write that? Can I just come back on the statistics?
Okay.
Since 2020 to 21, sharp down because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
22 gradual recovery, 23 strong recovery, 24 surge, 25 continued expansion, 6.6% more than the previous year.
GDP, no?
No, outbound travel from this country.
Yes, but what is the
Maybe
percent?
I am in the wrong company that means.
No, so he's right on
Smita,
that.
Prakash, istefa do! ANI, Azad!
You are in the wrong company.
No,
except for me.
he's right on this. But it's again that small click. The rest of the people, there is a lot of issues.
Yeah,
the middle
33
class.
million is small click तेरे लिए?
नहीं, look. अब ये भी मैं बात
तो आंखें देखो.
If 33 million is a
Yeah,
small
most of
click,
them are
then I
rich.
am thin.
Most of them are
I
rich.
self-identify as
not
Lara
as though
Datta.
India is like, all land of milk and honey. No.
True, it's not.
There are a lot of problems at lower levels. And if you are earning a certain amount of money, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 bucks, and you are living in a big city, you have 2 kids, you have to go to school, you have to go to office, it's a very, very expensive living. I agree with that. But again, please look at it from a different angle. Now you can look at it from this angle, which I've told you, and the other angle is, and yet there are people who have more material possessions today than their parents ever had. There are people who have probably much better lifestyles than what their parents had. It becomes difficult to maintain a certain lifestyle. It is expensive, and yet people are doing it. So
now let me disagree with that on one line. Just one line.
And this is despite
Just one line. Every middle class Indian is one hospitalization away from bankruptcy. One hospitalization. And just
You're talking about the vulnerability rate.
No. It is one massive hospitalization. Boss, and I'm telling you, you may have more possessions, but your personal debt has also gone up.
Boss, again,
at the end of the day, the quality of government services, government schools, government hospitals have not gone up.
Yes.
You have to go to a private hospital.
No, but on what I disagree with you, there are many significant reforms, Tehseen, you have to acknowledge. So let me give you an example. And because I buy my medicines from that Jan Aushadhi Kendra, right? These are non-branded kind of meds. They are 1/10 the price of normal meds and just as good. 1/10. One second, just listen. Now, people need to start using those facilities which have been given for people of the BPL category and even slightly above. There is that entire what do you call that? Ayushman.
It's such a bad. मेरा गनमैन को पूछो उसके पिताजी के लिए सुनो अरे सुनो यार
बहुत खराब है इस देश में.
Listen to me. Listen, no, I didn't. उसके पिताजी को हार्ट का प्रॉब्लम था. आयुष्मान स्मिथ 3 months.
ये anecdotal reference.
Anecdotal नहीं.
Hello.
Show me a good hospital.
Can I just give a?
मेरे को चांस ही नहीं मिल रहा.
1 second. I put my finger up first. Not
finger को क्या है? हम तेरी finger को नहीं, we don't take it seriously.
This is
fingers being shoved is not a good thing.
There is a certain junior engineer in Maharashtra whose household income is 65,000 rupees. He has been able to build a 3-story house which is quite posh by it is almost DLF standard house. With marble floors.
Junior engineer है यार तो अब क्या बोलते हैं?
Junior engineer, just household income is 65,000. Able to build a 3-story house. Able to send his
official income.
Okay. Able to send his kid abroad for an education. Is even able to get a collateral loan on the house to pay for the education loan.
How are you saying it's not going?
How are you saying life is not good?
I was about to say that is his name on my phone?
No. Forget it. Acha, what was your point?
The first name is on your phone. The last name may not be on the phone.
Is his first name on my phone?
The first name with a different spelling is on your phone, but not the last name.
Spelling?
It is. Okay.
Your point was. इतनी interruption है. ये लोकसभा है क्या?
अब बोलना चुप हैं.
ठीक है. मैं क्या एक्चुअली भूल गया. मैं प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा हूँ यार. Where is the well? I want to rush to the well. मुझे चांस ही नहीं मिल रहा.
अच्छा बोले. Do you remember what you were going to say?
Yes, I've just.
Okay, हाँ बोलो.
एक तो तहसीन से my good friend मेरे भाई. Please don't come with anecdotal.
It's not anecdotal.
I gave data. Abhijit gave you the data.
Google कर लो.
There is data here to prove. Look, the fact of the matter is, are Indians better off over the last 10 years than what they were before? Let's go by data. The answer is yes.
No.
बस
yes, they are.
फिर वही बात हो गई यार.
यार poverty levels have come down.
मतलब
yes,
there are things to calculate this.
I'm not saying poverty is eliminated.
हाँ.
Poverty levels have come down.
बस
but the middle class is screwed in this country and screwed worse than what it was before.
There are 2 things.
Middle class is the middle class being. अब देखो chance दो मुझे please. Smita.
There are 2
Madam
things.
Speaker.
Poverty level and vulnerability level.
Let him just
both have come down.
Madam Speaker.
हाँ आप बोलो. Please बोलो.
बैठा मैं already. I'll say yes. Perhaps the most, perhaps the most attractive speaker of the house that we've ever had in independent India.
Thank you.
Compliment दीजिए.
बोलिए.
यार अब देखो इतना कुछ बोल रहा था.
Poverty levels have come down. Data, anecdotal
middle
data.
class.
Middle class.
कह रहा था is the middle class being screwed? the middle class has always been screwed. Are they, sorry to use this terminology, are they being screwed less than what they were? The answer is yes.
Much more than what they were.
Arey.
Much more than what they
Kya
were.
baat kar raha hai?
There is double taxation, triple taxation that's gone up. So when your direct tax numbers have, please allow me, while your direct tax numbers have come down and you say, okay, the tax rate has come down, what has happened in India is double taxation, triple taxation for double tax. For everything, to buy a house, for that one property you pay tax.
पहले नहीं तू टैक्स दे रहा था घर पे
पहले more things have been put in the tax bracket, including with GST. You are paying much more taxes.
No,
Yes.
actually,
no. The data that the government is exactly
my
like
taxes have reduced very significantly.
बस
direct taxes.
Direct, but indirect.
यार
I don't
indirect
feel the
taxes
pinch
मेरी
that
बात
much.
सुन. What are indirect taxes?
indirect भी कम हुए भाई.
Indirect taxes is what GST.
हाँ,
And
कम
you-
हुआ है.
On everything you're paying more.
हाँ?
On everything you're paying more.
कैसी बात कर रहा है?
They reduced.
अरे
Okay,
यार.
let's one second.
Sorry, this
Ask the
is-
viewers.
nahi.
Didn't they last year they reduced GST rates? They got the GST rates down. Has prices come down on any item?
यार but
As prices come
ओहो
down.
यार
अरे the end consumer कैसे?
तू
On what?
कितनी ignorant बात कर रहा है.
कैसे?
There is a certain amount of inflation, this thing which will come in. If your rupee has, for example, fallen and there are imported inputs coming in, some prices are going to go up. Now, the same Apple computer, which was for about $90,000, is today for $130,000 because chip prices have gone up. Apple has raised its prices. Up to बोल के middle class की लग गई है because Apple has.
No, 1 second. See, before the Iran war started, right? We were buying oil $55 a barrel. ठीक है? Now we are buying $110 a barrel. थोड़ा अब कम हो गया because
78.
Obviously, logic tells you if it is almost double, then inflation will go up. Inflation was the lowest ever
And
on
इन्होंने बचा के
record.
रखा हुआ है अभी oil price.
0.53% हो गया था.
नहीं.
Tehseen, please.
When oil was at -30 a barrel, they increased prices to protect us from this sort of inflation.
Is that
which
the
they
point?
Refused, 1 second, which they refused to do and protect us. So first they lied. Now when it's come down to
They
70,
didn't lie.
1 second.
They
Today when it's
mocked
down
up
to
those
today
यार,
when you're
toilets
saying-
कहाँ से बन रहे हैं
when you
भाई?
compare 1 second, when you're comparing
Jan Aushadhi
110,
कहाँ से
when
आ
you're
रही है?
comparing
Welfare
110,
schemes.
when you're comparing 110, taking the prices up, today when it's come down to 78, why the prices not come down? Therefore,
Because then if the prices come down na, then you will say toilets क्यों नहीं बन रहे? Then you will
अरे
say Jan
I'm not saying
Aushadhi.
water boundary. ये क्या water boundary?
What is a water boundary?
Toilet की बात ही नहीं कर रहे.
Public spending कहाँ से आएगी भाई?
What public spending are you seeing? The middle class is one hospitalization away from bankruptcy.
middle class
Period.
मिडिल क्लास की तो
कहाँ
middle class
पब्लिक
क्यों होती है?
रोड्स देखो,
Middle
हाईवेज
class
देखो,
तो दोनों तरफ से salary
हाईवेज
होती है।
देखो, पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट देखो, क्या है?
Are you middle
What is
class?
the
Are you middle
pollution
class?
देखो,
Are you middle class?
pollution देखो.
Are you middle class?
I am absolute middle class.
मतलब इससे बड़ा झूठ तो भाई राहुल गांधी ने भी नहीं बोला.
I am upper lower class because I'm a very poor Brahmin.
You like
As
to be
you
upper?
all know, I go begging for my daily meal.
Frugal lunch.
The frugal
Frugal
lunch.
lunch.
Now, my
Is Smita middle class?
Yeah.
पागल हो गया है क्या?
How is it like I'm in the middle class
मतलब क्या
category?
my
we get
Smita owns Emporio.
since we got his
Middle class mentality मार
since we
जाता
got
है
his
मतलब
His gun-
एडिट करो उसको, एडिट करो. वो बात एडिट करना है, एडिट करना है, वो नहीं.
हंसी आ रही है लोगों को जब
एडिट करो, एडिट करो.
ये जो
उसको.
मिडिल
my
क्लास मेंटालिटी
पिटाई होगी तुम्हारी.
my
Yeah.
transportation executive,
बोलो.
Sachin, you
Meaning
you
your
all met
driver.
Sachin. My transportation executive.
हाँ, it's like saying my staff.
My transportation executive Sachin, he had a drinking problem before. He ended up ruining his whatever. He needed to have some whatever. Now he had to go. So I asked our GP, you know, कि कितना लगेगा? He gave me a bill of 6 lakhs at the hospital
Yeah.
that we go to. And I was like, then I found out at AIMS. Do you know how much the entire procedure, including hospitalization, came to at AIMS? Yes.
How many aims are made in India?
Including the
20,000.
the
Excuse
recovery,
me,
everything.
there are more aims today than they were when your Chacha ji
One
was
second,
there.
one
I
second.
of course agree
How
with
much
you.
did it come to total?
But how many have come to
80,000.
बहुत हो गया यार कि aims नहीं बने, aims नहीं बने.
80,000. And boss, AIMS is the best. It is better. I mean, given a choice between any hospital names, I will choose AIMS.
So
Delhi.
I'll give you another example. Okay,
Good example.
And because we're all talking anecdotal, my transportation
एक तो
executive.
do you buy your skincare from Jan Aushadhi?
क्या बात है, जन औषधि स्किन केयर
मेरा natural है, natural, my aura is
भी
natural.
बोला है भाई जन औषधि
अच्छा,
में
सुन,
skincare
which
खरीदना
fungus are you using?
I don't use
Your
any
transportation
fungus.
executive.
हाँ, so his wife had cancer. He had some health insurance. The health insurance lasted up to a point. And then he was going to go into that debt. Why? Because he was going to, I don't want to name the hospital, but he was going to a private hospital. And I told him, are you out of your mind? Why don't you go to a government hospital? So he went to Safdarjung. That same one-day regimen, which would normally cost 80,000 bucks in a private hospital, was costing him about 6 or 7,000 bucks in Safdarjung. Now, yes, Safdarjung does not have the swankiness.
Yes.
But
of a
it's a
private
maze
hospital.
to get anything done
But
in a government
listen,
hospital.
the doctors are very good.
Agreed.
The nurses are very good.
They're amazing.
All the treatment is given
I've
out
written
there.
on this.
Yes, you have to stand in line. But try going to a private hospital without knowing doctors. You will still have to stand
My
in a
brother
line.
You
worked-
have to stand in line, and one
now
more
we're
thing.
talking about
Your
anecdotal.
sister.
My brother worked in Safdarjung Hospital. He did his internship and then he worked. And every day when he used to come back, like there would be one arm bleeding. Ye kya hai? What happened here? Rabies infected guy bit me. So that was a 14 injections thing. Rabies infected guy bit me. So 14 injections you go through. Next day he comes back, he's got blood on the other shoulder. What happened to you today? He says the most amazing thing. There was a Sardaji who came, he got gored by a bull. Now I'm talking about 20 years ago. So he got gored by a bull. He came and he was like completely cut up on one side. And he says, I had to stitch him up. And he says, I don't want any kind of anesthesia. You will stitch me up without anesthesia. He says he had 14 to 15 stitches on one side. He says, when I was stitching him up, he says, I was like feeling nauseated because it was so
Painful to look at, huh?
Yeah, painful to look at. And you know, doing all this in a time when there were no gloves, nothing. He was treating people with rabies. He was doing bulgur wounds, everything with no gloves, nothing.
You know the best.
This is
and
internship.
This is not anecdotal. This is a true story. If any of you have doctors in your family, I want you to confirm this with them. Nobody values a doctor who has not done their traineeship and their entire first 5-6 years in a private hospital. The only people who are valued and who get high salaries are people who have experience in government hospital, because that is the real experience.
And rural
you get.
posting.
And rural
And
posting.
rural posting.
But that's
Rural
compulsory.
posting gets
That's
you a
compulsory.
huge amount of money.
Yeah.
After those, you have to rough it out for those 5-6 years. After that, it is, and that is the quality of a government
It's
hospital.
like dentists, you know, people who have done dental those who have done dental posting, you know, in rural areas. Just one point and then you can take it. And I met in Trinidad and Tobago, I met with a dentist who had applied for a job, got a job, was working there for 15 years. मैं जब उनसे बात कर रही थी, they said, when I applied for the job 15 years back, the question asked was, how many root canals have you done? So he said, about 15. So he said, in all 15? So he said, no, 15 in a day. So he's saying, 15 in a day? He says, yeah, because when we do, you know, when you're in the rural posting, we do 15 in a day. Those guys were taken aback. And how many extractions have you done? We've done about 20 in a day. 20 in a day, they hadn't done that in a year. You know, so what I'm saying is that those doctors who went abroad, those doctors who studied like that, they have the kind of experience in our country, healthcare and paramedics also. Like you also, your lab work.
So for example, in a government hospital, 2 घंटे का OPD होता है, right? उस 2 घंटे में, that's 120 minutes, there are 200 patients.
Very
right?
poor bedside manners.
Yeah. So you have to evaluate a person, and of course, things will slip through the cracks because of the pressure, but you have to evaluate, medicate in less than a minute per person.
Yeah.
Right? And after a period of time, you become so experienced that you can look at a person and you know what the hell, clinically you can examine.
Okay, last point, and then we'll go
These
to
are
some
all
less.
old world problems. AI will change all of that, but none of our government hospitals are.
AI is in the next segment. Abhi, if you have any point, otherwise we'll go to some lighter topic.
No, I just wanted to, in fact, I wanted to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because medicine is so sacrosanct,
Yeah.
but one of the most noblest things is because of the training. in the West, I have seen doctors who are befuddled by tuberculosis because they've never seen a patient. You know, so here, the more training a doctor gets, the better he or she
And
becomes.
we need so much more. You see your tweet the other day that how many doctors per million.
But you know, here is right now as we speak, in fact in Maharashtra, there is a big controversy happening because the government has allowed homeopathic doctors to give allopathic medicines. So all the medical fraternity is up in arms right now. So I don't know why politicians meddle in the stuff that they should not. They're political vote banks, political meddling, they should keep away from. Right now in Maharashtra it's happening.
होम्योपैथी वैसे भी voodoo यार.
Hello, it cured me of my allergies as a kid. Okay?
For heaven's sake,
Otherwise, with time you would have got okay anyways.
Yeah.
कुछ भी. Okay. Last, before we finish this segment and then we do the next episode.
स्मिता प्रकाश इस्तीफा दो, ANI को आजाद करो.
हाँ, राम, ये क्या हो गया? आजाद? You're the Azadi gang.
I'm Azadi gang.
Sorry, but I saw Odyssey and I liked it.
I'm judging you.
You're judging me. Anybody else saw it?
No, ever since BJP
You saw the Ramayana trailer?
Disgusting.
You didn't like it?
You liked it?
I
It
liked
was
that
so bad.
I guess I'm just so
Disgusting.
desperate
You know, I'll
for
tell you
epics.
what. Okay. If you remember the original,
You're still stuck with that Ramanand Sagar.
1 second, Ramanand Sagar. It was tacky, fine, but Arun Govil had a certain shraddha in his face.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? This one is tacky.
I like
and the hero has no shraddha in his face.
I like Ranbir. So I'm sorry.
तो वो बोलो ना, तो वो बोलो.
I'm okay with
ये
it.
मत बोलो कि
I
हाँ.
like Sita also, and I have no objection.
I have no objection to Sita. In fact, I think she makes a very. I think Sita is way
don't
better
have
than
a
Rama
problem
in
with
this one.
Shurpanakha. I don't have any of this that they're wearing modern clothes. If Odyssey could have the way they were doing modern people,
But
if
Odyssey is a
Hamilton has
bad
done-
movie.
I
It is not true to the boss. Have you read the
yes,
original
I
Odyssey?
have because I'm the generation
So-
which has read it.
Oh yeah,
Homer,
so
yeah.
am I.
So,
these
yeah.
three don't speak Greek or Latin.
Okay, so
They haven't had a
But I-
classical
एनु
education.
दस देवे एनु मारे तेरे
मैं पंजाबी में बात करूंगा वो उसके लिए ग्रीक होगी.
मैं तमिल में बात करूंगा इसके लिए लैटिन होगी.
but I
Quid ites timeo daneo sed dona ferentes. Anyway, so what
the point is that there are certain sections which I found irritating as hell in the movie. But then if I saw Padmavat, I found irritating that
I
also.
did not find
said-
Padmavat irritating.
I found many
But
parts
I'll
of
tell
it
you why.
irritating there also.
Let me tell you why. I
Any
found
epic
it.
that you're dealing
Yes,
with,
Smita, let me
it
tell
looks
you
like
why
a video
it
game.
is.
Sita?
No,
She's
this
Smita.
one is. But I said Smita.
Oh, I thought you said Sita.
My daddy's name.
But
Oh.
I'll tell you why I found it irritating. You know, when Homer wrote it, I totally accept there are Iron Age inconsistencies in a Bronze Age story, and therefore you can mix and match time periods. I accept that argument. My issue is in the Iliad, Ulysses is a very chunt, sly, interesting personality. Here he was a unidimensional, racked with guilt, sad, pathetic personality.
Yeah, okay. So, when epics are translated into current form, they become, you have to be politically correct. It's like, have you seen Devil Wears Prada 2? If you see that, the entire zing is out,
Yeah.
right? Because Meryl Streep is this wicked one in the first episode,
Yeah.
so you love to hate her,
Yeah.
right? But in this one, she has to be so politically correct. So every time she tries to be nasty, there is a person who tells her don't. So somebody correcting her. So, the entire zing is gone. So when you try to make it relevant to current situations, somewhere it falls flat. It's the same way when Ramanand Sagar made it at that time. There was a lot of criticism even then.
Can I make a prediction?
You're old enough to remember
He is
that.
going to win the Oscars. He's going to sweep Oscars for this.
Christopher
Because this
Nolan.
is a movie that has been made for the Oscars. He's ticked every box in the inclusion category of the Oscars. But it is not true to the
But will
original.
you go to see Ramayana?
हम भी हैं.
I will not.
Would you like to see Ramayana?
I will not. It's so
Will you
ghastly.
go
I
to
will
see
not.
Ramayana?
Yeah, I see it as a movie like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the Odyssey thing, I think ever since BJP has formed the government there, Odisha,
Okay.
Poor
ये
joke
very-
मार दिया.
very
बहुत ही
uncle
गंदा।
This
joke.
is such a belabored joke.
बहुत गंदा। इसको काटना भी मत, इतना गंदा है ये।
Now you would say Kelu Charan Mahapatra,
नहीं,
Odisha,
नहीं,
Odissi.
देखो अभिजीत जो है ना, बहुत अपने आप को वो गार्डियन का रिव्यूअर बताने के चक्कर में बहुत टेक्निकल हो जाता है. इफ somebody did not understand or had not read Homer or had not read,
उसको कैसी लगेगी?
उसको कैसी लगेगी ये बता. ठीक है, अगर उस पैरामीटर से आप लेके चलोगे तो इतनी खराब नहीं थी. I liked it.
Yeah, even I liked
ठीक
it.
है.
Exactly.
Number 2, these are interpretations. People are saying that did the Battle of Troy even happen?
They
there
did.
are, huh?
It did.
No, it's like
Well,
saying
there are views on this, yeah.
It's like Durandhar.
Padmavat, for
You
example.
may not agree with some of the stuff that did actually unidentified men, this Namalum Afraad, did they go and kill in Pakistan or not? Were they Indians who killed in Pakistan or not? It's an interpretation of Aditya Dhar. So you may or may not agree, but that's
No, but
the
I'm
way
talking
I
of
see it.
historical interpretation.
Historical?
I don't know anything about the Greek Odyssey. I don't know anything about Homer. I don't know. I'm watching this film for the first time.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
थोड़ा
Honestly,
बहुत मेरे को लगा it looked like video games.
it's better than
Though
Troy.
they
It's better
don't
than
use-
Troy.
They don't use,
And Abhijit said Troy is better than Odyssey. So I disagree there.
and they didn't
is.
use.
Yeah,
they
देखो,
used-
modern-
I didn't see many of it.
modern
That the whole
interpretations
gluttony
पहले
wala,
भी
I did.
Can I just say,
You remember
this
Shashi
is the-
Kapoor made a
one
film
second,
on
one second,
Mahabharat?
uncle.
Yes, correct.
I'm forgetting
yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah. Shashi Kapoor's film. That's
Victor
true.
Banerjee was
हाँ.
one of the actors in
Yes,
that
it
film.
was an
and it was
amazing film.
purely on Mahabharat, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let me just.
That was a
quickly-
very good one.
No, it was a very good one, but it
Mallika
was
Sarabhai.
an old story, an epic, which was translated into the modern era and presented. And again, okay, it was very well done. And somebody who had been brought up on Mahabharat knew that it's an adaptation, right? That artistic license has to be there.
अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसके
कलयुग,
ट्वीट देखिए. ठीक है, ये कह रहा है
But
कि
it was
ब्रॉन्ज
not-
एज के शिप्स वाइकिंग्स वाले. अरे भाई, अगर किसी को नहीं पता है कि वो शिप्स ब्रॉन्ज एज में ऐसे नहीं हो सकते थे, ही इज वॉचिंग द फिल्म यार. वो शिप्स पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं कर रहा. तो तू अपनी टेक्निकलिटी अपनी जेब में रख और चलता बन.
I'm just going to quote something that has been said. I want all our viewers to
वैसे
see
अगर देखो
this,
उस एज में जाना है ना तो कैमरा भी नहीं था उस एज में, तो फिर तेरे को वो भी देखना पड़ेगा.
this is the review of people who speak very little Greek and even less Latin. Don't take this seriously. This is not a
A
serious.
man is innocent until proven guilty. इसकी लैटिन बता.
and this is
Abhijit, the point
Huh?
is.
ओ देखो,
अवॉइड
अवॉइड कर गया धीरे से. है हीरो ऑफ द शिफ्टी हाइट. बोल इस्तीफा दो. अभिजीत,
Quintus Arius Junius Caesar Caesar Augustus. My Latin
खुश
is like his
खुश.
Tamil.
ये मैंने भी बोल दिया.
जैसे वो तमिल बोलता है वैसे तू लैटिन बोल रहा है.
Huh?
What do you mean?
हाँ,
ओरिजिनल
तू तो-
तमिल बोलते
तेरे
हैं.
तो-
बाजी, we are on the same side. What are you
नहीं,
saying?
तेरी तो ठीक है.
It's like his Punjabi
तेरे को तो
also.
सपोर्ट ही कर रहा हूँ मैं.
ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁੜੀ? ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਆਂਦੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ. Yeah.
I have to. How many languages do you speak?
पंजाबी का नहीं तो
3, English, Hindi, Marathi, and Gujarati I understand.
Punjabi is a friend of mine from UP says Punjabi is the easiest language to speak. जहाँ पर अटक जाओ माँ बहन की गाली तो आगे बढ़ो.
गालियों की तो बात मत करो यार. This whole
अरे
thing
यार, ये
about
रणवीर
गाली-
शोरी का क्या चल रहा है भाई?
हाँ,
क्या हो रहा है?
रणवीर
क्यों?
शोरी.
हाँ.
हाँ,
What
उसकी
happened
गालियां
to
दे ही जा रहा है on X. Because people started abusing him and he gives it back just like Abhijit.
वो एक
He
ट्रेंडिंग
totally-
सॉन्ग उसने किया अनुपम खेर के साथ.
That was such a cute way he did it.
Oh,
that,
very
you know.
cute.
पर वो
Also,
चेतन
Chetan
भगत
Bhagat's dance was so
I
cute.
didn't like it.
I liked
तो
it.
क्या हुआ?
So what
तो
is
क्या
Yeah,
हुआ?
it's okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
क्या
it's
हुआ?
people having
So
fun,
people-
yaar. What is
so-
wrong
so-
with people having fun?
So some Gen Z commented, some girl commented on Ranveer Shori's this thing. This is a Hindi word for piss Modi's piss distribution. line में लगे हुए. ये बोला.
And he just got after them.
So then
I
he
thought
just
they did
lost
a damn
it.
good job. And I don't think Chetan Bhagat's was as great an interpretation as the Anupam Kher one, but
Yeah.
never mind. But what I'm saying is that, you know, even the right wingers went after Chetan Bhagat कि ये तुम क्या कर रहे हो? But my thing is, some people are having fun. It doesn't have
Let
to be
them have
artisty.
fun.
Yeah.
We are going to do our interpretation.
Of the
ओहो, चलो लोग भी वही हैं. 5 लोग हैं वहाँ पे.
Ranveer Shuri to Chetan Bhagat to Smita Prakash.
Next, start. चलो.
चलो.
आ जाओ. लगाओ गाना
चलो
लगाओ.
चलो.
Thank you, Abhijit. Thank you, Tehseen. Thank you, Anand. Thank you, Sushant. So that's the end of the first episode. The second part of this episode will be aired next week. Namaste, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
This episode is powered by Delta Exchange, India's leading crypto exchange. Click here to watch the previous episodes.